Pissed off, miss shit off course. Which way shit's going? Spent too much time in hibernation. Sleep, what went wrong? Things changed from lift off up until the destination was reached. Mind and body weight, gone from the stress on the brain. Lost in the void of space. What does it really takes to stay sane and maintain stability? Is this really me floating in the maze haze of what will I? Could I? Who should I be? Am I destined to weep and cry my life away for all the wrong mistakes I made and take the blame? Damn, this shit is so insane. Just wanna flow free like a river into the ocean. Not headed what for the fucking drain. Life caught up in disarray. System malfunctioning. Made days instead of paydays. Red light blinking. Thinking, where's the green? Hoping this is a dream. It only seems to be a nightmare. Scared, pure fear of the unknown. Where's here? Do you know what I mean? Journeys through the galaxies at light speed. Please, just catch me.
I'm always crying, but my heart won't stay silent. Sky is the limit, but after that I'm not finished. I'm always crying, but my heart won't stay silent. Sky is the limit, but after that I'm not finished.
Yeah, I'm ready for liftoff, like a hooper when it's tip-off. Yeah, I'm ready to score, ready for war. Polishing my floor so I can shine like a diamond in the store. I sparkle like the son of Allah, creating rain, hail, and earthquakes, the God in the flesh. And they say God makes no mistakes. From natural disaster to calm and laughter, I'm balancing the scales like a yin-yang master. Emotional intelligence is energy intelligence. The wise use the mind to align with the elements. Health is a benefit. Treat the body like a temple. They creating viruses to end you. State to state, new mandates are taking place. World's using faith as the government vaccinates. Hard to keep your head on straight in this world of the snakes. Reptilians post as heads of state and Congress. You gotta shine on regardless. Glow amongst the godless, rise in Christ conscious. Free yourself from mental bondage and let there be carnage to the dragon, the beast, and harlot. In Revelation, I got the heart of a gladiator. Lightsaber like Luke and Darth Vader. Training like a Jedi Knight to fight ops to get the crowd jumping like a New Year's ball drop. Let's go!
Heart always crying, but my heart won't stay silent. Sky is the limit, but after that I'm not finished. Heart always crying, but my heart won't stay silent. Sky is the limit, but after that I'm not finished. Heart always crying, but my heart won't stay silent. Sky is the limit, but after that I'm not finished. Heart always crying, but my heart won't stay silent. Sky is the limit, but after that I'm not finished.
Yeah. You wanna go to war? Let's do it. I'm Black Hannibal, running through your capital on elephants. Civilize a savage with my elegance. Militant intelligence, run through your defense. Strike like a ninja, slice, cut, and injure. Leave no prisoners, just bodies on the battlefield. I'm Spartacus with a sword and shield. Something like a marksman with cold blue steel. War paint on my face, keep my identity concealed. Advance on your camp like dozens of killer ants. Snatch your king like chess, checkmate is his death. While my team have fun with your queen. Throw your bishops off the roof, your knights flee the scene. I plant bombs in the home of your pawns. The detonation shook the foundation of your rooks. Holding shotguns with double barrels. They impact so hard when it blasts through your body travels. Yeah, Street Spartacus. yeah. Black Spartacus. Black Spartacus. Black Spartacus. Black Spartacus. Black Spartacus. Burn your flag as I overthrow your government. New politics, no Democrats and Republicans. Spiritual systems built by wise men who's true in living. The foundation's no longer Christian. Teaching universally the wisdom of the nations. New currency, no more dollar bills with white faces. No more Caucasian domination. All races participating, cultivating education. The people hungry and they ain't waiting. No more debating. Let's overthrow the haven the Satan. This whole world needs some new changes. Rulers with new faces. It's time to take out the racists. Spartacus from the new ages. From the page to the stage, pull a blade on the money changers. Spartacus from the new ages. From this page to the stage, pull a blade on the money changers.
Peace, power, prosperity. I am your host, Rob Blackstorm. Shout out to you guys who are coming in the building, spending a Saturday with me. I do appreciate that. And I appreciate you. Shout out to everyone who is here. If you want in the comment section, let me know where you're from. Let me know where you are at. Let me know where you be. All right. And we're going to get this party started soon. I don't want to waste too much time. I got a lot of slides. I got to show y'all a lot of information. I got to show y'all, right? And it's a lot we're going to go into. Things I'm going to be talking about today may, they may be, how do I say, they may be controversial, right? They may be things that irk you, change what you thought was reality, give you a different perception of what you thought was real, what you thought was true, what you thought was honest and fair and right, and some of your heroes and things like that. I'm gonna basically destroy him today. I'm going to destroy him today. And I'm doing this all with love, I'm not doing this to hurt anybody or anything like that. I'm going to do this all with love. And the main reason is to show you how these rituals take place, or what they do during these rituals, how they manipulate the masses. And having some technical difficulty here. All right, here we go. How they manipulate the masses and things like that. And to give you some insight to know what to look for. This is not to scare anybody. This is not to fearmonger. This is not to hurt anybody. This is not to destroy anybody's feelings. This is to expose and illuminate the games that they play with our emotions if we are not doing the work of critical thinking, not doing the work of understanding, not doing the work of being able to, as I said in my last video, Herald the Fool's Journey, see things from a falcon's eye view and really use our perception the right way. Let me shout out those who are here. Shout out to Cooley High in the building. Shout out to Alchemist and Book. Peace from Atlanta. All right. Shout out to that spiritual homie. All right. And shout out to Boy E. All right. So I don't want to waste too much time. I do want to talk about this before we start. All right. And she said, that spiritual homie said, yeah, we here for the truth. Okay. So I got a lot of slides. Those who know me know when I do slideshows, right? When I'm not just using tabs and I do slideshows, like I really, really go in, I take my time with these slides to put them together. So this proof is going to be like visual, undisputed truth, right? You can't, it's undeniable. Once you see everything that's put together, you're going to be like, whoa, wow, look at the games that these people play. Like, look at the games that these people play with our vibration, right? And being that it's a full moon in Leo week, right? We just had the new moon in Aquarius, right? And the full moon in Leo week. Shout out to Alexis in the cut, all right? Salute. All right, so I see y'all coming in the building, and you know, quick story, and then we're gonna get into it. I don't want to waste too much of your time on this beautiful Saturday night. I was already late. My mic's all right. I guess everybody's my mic's all right. Y'all can hear me. Y'all ain't saying y'all can't, so I'm assuming y'all can hear me. But we had a situation in our building today, right? Not actually today. It was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday, Friday, right? It was freezing yesterday. Matter of fact, here in New York City, it was like -5 or some shit. So it was freezing, right? And there was a sound, right? Like a buzzing, right? The buzzing in the air that people talk about, right? I don't normally hear it, but my neighbors have told me, yo, Rob, you hear the buzzing? Yo, Rob, you hear the buzzing going on? You hear that sound? And I'd be like, nah, I don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear it in my space. I don't hear it where I live, you know? Yesterday I did, though. When I stepped out of my space, I heard it for the first time. It was almost like they turned up the 5G tower, or they turned up the towers out here to emit a certain frequency. Now there's something going on. I'm going to be meeting with Moon Mama and Divine Feminine Works to talk about the full moon in Leo and what aspects and what's going on with the planets, because there's something important happening. And I believe what important is happening, not I believe, I know the importance of what's happening. I know it is for our ascension, okay? It doesn't matter the race, the color, and the creed, right? It's for our ascension. It's for us to awaken our spiritual powers and our spiritual abilities. And this full moon in Leo, right? This courage energy, this moving forward with creativity, discipline, right? Self-mastery, this type of energy, the influence, all and along with this comet. Remember, there's a comet, 50,000-year-old comet, green comet that's in the air, right? That's influencing the electromagnetic field of that comet is interacting with our electromagnetic field. So there's energy here on the planet right now that's very, very, very intense, right? And it's subliminal energy, right? And for some reason, well, not for some reason, we all know the reason, right? They don't want us to have it. They don't want us to be able to tap in. They want us distracted as possible. So going back to the buzzing, right? So first time yesterday, now they've been talking about this buzzing since December. I've never heard it, right? And I stepped out of my house yesterday and I finally heard the buzzing, right, in my ear. It was heavy, it was loud, right? And I even heard it which I never did, heard it when I went into my bathroom, but not my bedroom, right? So when I heard this buzzing, I was like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, why is this frequency so loud? And everybody was hearing it, but not me all this time, right? They're like, yeah, I was talking to my neighbors. They're like, yeah, you never heard it? Yeah, this is what we've been telling you about. So I say that to say it's because I had orgonite. And this is what Spirit told me directly. It's because you got orgonite in your house, all right? This is black tourmaline, some gold crystals on top, right? This is amethyst, right? And I have a couple more pieces of orgonite crystals in the house. So you want to protect your home, all right? You want to make your home and your space, give it protective energy, right? The Egyptians, the Cometians did not build pyramids just because they look good, right? They did not have them there just for aesthetic reasons, right? They were places where people would go to meditate. They were not places where they bury tombs. And there's different places in Egypt where they had tombs and they actually had people and pharaohs buried. Were there certain pharaohs buried? Maybe one under a pyramid? Yes, but not all and not many even. Those were places of invocation, not even worship. Those were places of invocation and ancestral communication, right? And also protection to bring in light energy. So as soon as I stepped in my house, I didn't hear it, right? I didn't hear any buzzing. But once I stepped out, I heard the buzzing, and I heard the buzzing in my ear. So get you some orgonite, okay? Go to Etsy, go to somebody on Instagram that you trust, get you some orgonite, all right? It's going to be essential nowadays with what's happening. All right. So without further ado, let me set this up and we're going to get into the topic of the show. All right. we're going to get into the topic of the show. So let me just present this. Let's present this. We'll present this as a slideshow and make sure y'all can see it. All right, so this is Doja Cat, right? She did this particular, she wore this particular dress, all these crystals. Peace to J Rock coming in the building. All right, I appreciate y'all coming in the building, shouting me out. I appreciate that. Smack that like button when you come in. This is Doja Cat, right? And she had all these crystals on. She was the talk of the town when they did this particular this was in Paris for Paris Fashion Week, right? And she was decked out in all these Swarovski, I believe it's called Swarovski crystals, right? And this was a major event. Now, there's a spiritual significance behind why she was wearing all these crystals, which we'll get into later. But this was actually a big distraction at the end of the day, which is she was the lady in red in the Matrix, right? But she was also a signal. Now, if you never saw the Matrix, the lady in red was part of Morpheus's training program when he was training Neo what to look out for in the Matrix, and telling him that agents could take the form of the lady in red. That the lady in red would be a distraction, but she's also a symbol and a signal, right? Which we'll get into. Now, we know these 5 cops, right, have been paraded all across the media, right, have been causes of tension in the so-called Black community. I don't think there's really a Black community. And the reason being is because there's banks, there's institutions and communities, there's stores, right? There's places of worship, right? There's representation. I haven't seen that in any of the major Black communities. So the Black community to me is a place where people go to trauma bond. And I mean no disrespect to anyone, right? But the more I hear about Black communities and the community and all these things, it's only when people want to trauma bond. It's only when there is pain. I only hear us, I only hear we when there's pain and trauma, when there's police brutality, when there's some sort of racism happening, when these things that the media present. That's the only time I hear we and us. Other than that, it's every man for himself, right? When I see the shade room comments, I don't see a we, I don't see a us, right? I see attacks, I see jokes, I see disrespect, right? For the most part. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't people that are unifying, right, and coming together, people of like mind and like character, where that is a real community, right? But as far as the overall overreaching Black community, that's not a reality. That's a fiction. And it's used by people usually to manipulate groups and to trap people into groupthink, right? Doesn't exist. If it does exist, please tell me where it is, right? Don't tell me Atlanta where niggas is killing niggas left or right, right? Don't tell me that that's the Black community where the only Black-owned big bank is online, right? Don't tell me that that's the Black community. So when we talk about the lady in red, right, we're talking about distractions, right? And this whole situation was a big distraction designed to lower your vibration. And we'll get into more of why that was. Let's go into the next slide. Whoop, going too fast. So this new year, right? When this happened on January 7th. So let's do some reading real quick. We begin this new year of wisdom by having 2 planets, okay? Mars. Remember, Mars they call the red planet, okay? Mars is called the red planet. And Mercury retrograde, okay? Mercury is also a planet that is the color red. Now remember, right? I said she's the lady in red. She's the big distraction. We'll go into it when we get to it, all right? For those who resonate with this collective illusion, okay? With this collective illusion and with a full moon at 16 degrees Cancer. So 16, the number 7, 2023, we're in a 7-year, okay? On January 7th, all right? 1 second, y'all. Oh, I drank all my water. All right. Guess we gotta go to the liquor. Guess we gotta go to the liquor. Excuse me, y'all. All right. So the full moon in Cancer that will close this year, 2023. A frequency that represents the gentleness, care, and nurturance of this 2023 year. All right. So the first full moon and the last full moon will be a full moon in Cancer. All right. Keep that in mind. So Cancer deals with nurturing and in particular, the nurturing of emotions. All right. So on January 7th, when this full moon happened in Cancer, right? There was also this traffic stop with Tyre Nichols, okay? During a January 7th traffic stop, all right? He's 29 years old, all right? 29, number 11. 11 represents the doorway. We'll see that doorway soon as we continue to go. You'll see what that doorway is, all right? Promise you. Everything that is illustrated will be there. They first started off with 5 officers. Now they're saying that there were 7 officers, okay? So they had the 5 black men to traumatize the black community, right? To traumatize melanated beings, right? And they're slowly, day by day, if you notice, every day there's something new. Yesterday, right, they finally fired the white boy, right? It's like they keep piling on. Also today, coming off of this, remember they said that there was a balloon, right, from the Chinese that was up in the skies, right? A Chinese spy balloon that just happened to be in the air, flying across where undetected, right? They could detect planes, they got robot mosquitoes, right? They have nanotechnology, they have robot birds out here in the sky, right? There's cameras everywhere, but they could not shoot down this particular Chinese balloon, this balloon from China, until it got to, I think, Houston, right? Then they shot it, right? Shot it down. China is also known as what? The red state or the red country, right? Keep in mind, all these distractions have a similar theme. Mars, red, Mercury, red, okay? Cancer, the crabs look red, right? All these particular themes. Keep this in mind as we're going, okay? And these numbers, right? So this happened on the full moon when this traffic stop supposedly happened. First they said 5, now they're saying 7 officers are involved in this death, okay? Again, the number 3, right? Which is another odd number, okay? So number 3 to number 7, both odd numbers, all right? Keep that in mind. So now they said the white boy was involved because they gotta first traumatize you, and now they gotta keep you off balance. So first you're a victim of black people, but now you can say, oh, well, there was a white person involved. He probably is the one who orchestrated the whole thing, right? But it's all a ritual, okay? It's all a ritual. No disrespect to the family, but I think it's bullshit. I think it's fake. I think it's orchestrated. And I'm going to show you why I think that. I'm going to come with facts as we continue going. All right? Let me see what y'all talking about real quick. All right? I'm going to come with facts. Let's keep going. So, also on the 23rd, okay? So the 23rd is the 5th, right? It's 23rd, 3 plus 2 is 5. The new moon, the full moon, I'm sorry, tomorrow is going to be on the 5th. The full moon in Leo. Keep this in mind as we continue going, right? The full moon in Leo is going to be on the 5th, okay? So you see 222, the number 6, which is balance. The number 6 deals with balance and equality. Also, the number 6 looks like a pregnant woman. So it also corresponds to giving birth to something, right? Bringing something new into existence. The number 9 looks like a baby in what do they call it? In the fetal position, right? The number 9 looks like a baby in the fetal position. The number 6 looks like a pregnant woman. 69, all right? Birth, creation, right? 6, some people say 6 is sex, but 6 also deals with balance, right? It takes 2 to have a baby, right? It takes the sperm and the egg to have a baby, right? Also yin and yang. So this is what happened when they had these two older people on the 23rd, right, in California, Highway 92, which is the number 11, right? We just dealt with the number 11, 29-year-old, right? Tyre Nichols, 29-year-old Tyre Nichols. Slow down. All right, number 11, right? Order. So this the San Mateo County Sheriff deputies were attached to the 127, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, block of San Mateo Road on a shooting with multiple victims. When they arrived at Mountain Mushroom Farm, deputies found 4 people dead from gunshot wounds. All right, 4 is also a number of foundation. There's 4 corners: north, east, west, and south. Also, the acronym NEWS. That's where the acronym NEWS comes from. NEWS comes from north, east, west, and south. All right. So it deals with the 4 corners, right? There's 4 corners to a foundation of whatever building or house that you are in. All right. Let's keep going. So less than 3 miles away, 3 additional victims were found dead. All right. So there's 4, right? 5, and then 3 miles away, there's 3 additional victims. So that's 8. All right. So also on 440, again, the number 8 residence is here. 8 is building and destroy. At 440, this person Zhao, right, was located in his vehicle. This was the suspect of the Half Moon Bay resident. All right. Keep this in mind. Half Moon Bay resident. All right. So the half moon is going to play a role in this whole ritual. And these are signs and symbols that they give to people that are quote unquote elite or people in the know. Remember, they don't communicate their ideas in the form of talking, right? They're not talking their plans. They're not going to give anything out in written. They understand Freemasonry, right? They understand the science of using signs and symbols, using deception, using cleverness, right? In order to deceive those who may be seeing something but may not be understanding what they're looking at, right? Because it bypasses, excuse me, I was eating something with some peanuts, pause. and it is kind of coming up now that I'm talking. But anyway, so keep that in mind. A half moon bay, we're going to see that as we continue going. Let's continue going. So January 23rd, what else happened, right? Now, 23rd of 2023, there was this shooting, right? On the Half Moon Bay of the Half Moon Bay residence, okay? Half Moon Bay residence, there was this shooting. Then what else happened on January 23rd, right? There was this Schiaparelli show in Paris Fashion Week, okay? Paris Fashion Week on January 23rd. Again, the number 5 resonance. Tomorrow, remember, there's a full moon on the 5th of February, okay, in Leo. Leo the lion, okay? There's a full moon on the 5th in Leo the lion. They're trying to harness and stop this energy by using trauma, okay? When you look at this, you can see the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Doja Cat is playing the role of Lucy in this particular story, aka the Chronicles of Narnia. We're going to see also how this corresponds as we continue going, right? But I want you to understand and look at this and see the ritual at play. The shooting, the Half Moon Bay shooting, violence, right? Bloodshed, and Doja Cat dressing this way, okay? Remember, blood is a binding ritual, okay? Most people know that. The average chick on Facebook knows this, okay? So it's sad to say, right? I used to do a lot of, and I still do a lot of counseling with, and readings with women, strippers, right? They'll put period blood in your drink in a minute. They'll put period blood in your food in a minute. Don't know anything about anything else, right? But they know that period blood will bind your ass. That period blood will make you come out of pocket. That period blood will bring you closer, right? They know this. They'll put in your drink, they'll put in your food. This is what people are doing, right? Out here in the world. And some men are doing it too, I'm sure, right? That know what's up. And you could use your semen if you're a man as well to bind people, right? So this is a binding agent. blood ritual, blood sacrifice, right? Also to be blessed. Okay, the word blessed means to be covered in blood. Okay, so you got the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe. So you might be saying, well, Rob, why you were calling her a witch, right? Why are you calling this lady a witch, right? You don't know her, or you don't know who she is, right? I do though. I got the receipts. Okay, so we all know there's two witches, really, three witches here, right? A cat is a small lion, okay? A dojo is a training facility, okay? Remember, they're lining up these signs and symbols, and they're all going to link together, right? And they're playing out this particular story, the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe, with this being the white witch. She's playing the white witch. She is playing Lucy or Lucifer. Lucifer just means Lucifer is literally the morning star, right? The planet Venus, the first star you see in the morning. If you look in the morning, and it goes from dawn to or it goes from nighttime to dawn or dusk to dawn, as they say, right? The first star that you see over the sun, you'll see Venus. Venus is the morning star. So that's what Lucifer deals with. It's also a hot planet, right? It's also a planet of fire, right? So we're going to also Leo, the lion, right? It deals with fiery energy. It deals with courage, right? It deals with determination, right? It deals with having, the heart of a lion, right? So you're going to see, and again, this happened on the 23rd, another fifth resonator, okay? Let's continue going. Doja Cat, right? These are pictures that she's been taking, right? She's been looking a lot like the Joker lately. She's been looking a lot like the Joker lately, all right? Now, if you look in her teeth, you will see that there is a cross right here, okay? There's a cross right here. In this cross, let me take another sip. I might be highly tipsy by the time this ends. But I'm going through these slides kind of fast. I don't want to keep you out too long. I want you to get this gnosis though. Shout out to this coconut rum. Woo! 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 All right. Now we're going into, so you see the Joker, right? You see she got the green, she got the red, right? She's doing her face just like the Joker. What did the Joker do, right? The Joker brought chaos, right? The Joker was a chaos agent, not chaos when we're talking about magic and we're talking about the occult and we're talking about bringing chaos to order, right? Because nobody wants a chaotic life, right? But we know life itself is chaos, right? There's things, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, right? Nobody really knows what's going to happen tomorrow. You might have predictions, you might have an idea, but nobody really knows, right? All the psychics in the world didn't say that 2020 was going to be a pandemic and people would be in their house locked down, right? So nobody really knows what's going to happen tomorrow. We have we could do divination, we could see things, we could predict things, and we can have an idea. But essentially, right, life is chaos. But there's also controlled chaos. There's controlled anarchy. There's controlled destruction and devastation and stress. Now, in this, she has a cross, right? If you looked at any Doja Cat videos recently, right, they have checkered floors of Freemasonry. They have high occult symbolism. One, she is dressed, she's like as Ma'at, but the heart and the scale is bloody, right? It's all sorts of things. The scale is outweighed, right? I'm not don't want to get into her videos. I don't want to take too much time, but just look at her videos. You'll see they've been highly occultic. This is her profile pic on Twitter right now, right? And again, she has the red hair, right? The same Joker type of look, right? So they're trying to put a certain energy out there, right? Now, what happened after the Tyre Nichols event? What did they do? What they did was people started to riot, right? People started to get in chaos, right? There was protest here in New York at Times Square. There was protest in all these predominantly urban communities, right? Where people were protesting, they were mad, things like that, right? Controlling how you feel, controlling your stress, right? Controlling what you are into, right? Also, another point that I want to talk about is the stock market had a record week, bounced back this week. Here's why the stock market bounced back, and then we'll get into it. We'll keep going on the slides. The reason the stock market bounced back is because what happens when you are stressed, right? You need to put on a happy face. You need to put on a happy face. So what do? The dope man gets money. Where you get your prescription pills, right? Your blue pills to not feel about it. They get money. The ice cream man gets money. The potato chip seller gets money. The supermarket gets money. The soda man gets money, right? The drug dealers, they all get money, right? You play more video games. You buy video games. You watch more sports. You are watching more Netflix, right? I'm going to show you how all these things tie in, and it's undeniable. So the stock market, all of a sudden, everything jumped. Meta jumped, the social media platform where Instagram and Facebook jumped, because guess what? People were on the platform, right? People were on the platform discussing this. People were on the platform discussing the Tyre Nichols thing, right? And this Doja Cat thing, right? So people were on the platform. And a lot of people didn't know why this was happening. And I'm going to tie it all in, right? Remember the number 5. Remember the 5th is tomorrow. Remember the full moon in Leo, all right? Let's continue. So this was the scene at the Paris fashion show. I'm going to show you why Paris was involved as well, okay? There was a scene at the Paris fashion show where Doja Cat was here, all right? Again, this witch, her name is Miss Berenson. We'll get into her, all right? This is Doja, of course. And I said, who is this, right? Why is this lady sitting here? And it's only those 4, right? So you got the Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe, right? The Chronicles of Narnia playing out. And again, signs and symbols, they do these themes that you're not going to recognize if you're just looking with 2 eyes. But if you're looking with 3 eyes and you understand signs and symbolism, you'll be able to recognize and put these cues together, right? My ancestors just hitting me. I'll take naps and I wake up, boom. Yo, look at this. Yo, look at that. Yo, look at this. And I'm putting everything together. I'm like, shit, yo. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. All right. So this lady is named Diane Kruger, all right? This is a Schiaparelli fashion show, all right? Diane Kruger. Now, if you look at this particular dress, you see a nigga nose, okay? You see a nigga nose, a nigga lips, and an eye, a one eye or a third eye, right? And you see these 2 on the titty, all right, are as figures of hypnosis. These spirals are meant to hypnotize, okay? That's why she's sitting here, okay? Again, you see the nigga nose right here. You see the eye. You see the lips, all right? It's undeniable. This is not a white person's nose. This is not a white person's lips, okay? Y'all see that? Let me know y'all see that, and I'll keep going. I want to make sure y'all see that. Put in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all see what I see. And why she would be wearing that dress with a one eye and a nigga nose, right? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all see that. We'll keep going. Okay, good. All right, I just want to make sure I ain't losing nobody. Okay, so this chick is an actress. Diane Kruger is an actress, okay? She's not a big actress. She's not an A-list actress, but watch what happens after this, right? Watch what happens. She's actually going to be playing in a movie this month of February, okay? With homeboy from Taken. I forget his name. The guy from Taken who said that, you know, he said that he wanted to beat a black man's, he wanted to just go out in the street and beat a black man's ass, a random black man, for something that happened with somebody in his family or some shit, right? I forget his name, the guy from Taken. You can put it in the chat if you know who I'm talking about, the actor from Taken, but it's actually his 100 movie, and it's going to be about a Hollywood scandal, right? It's going to be about murders in Hollywood and secrets in Hollywood. See, these people, they have to tell you the play, right? It's like a vampire, right? The vampire stories. Vampires, you have to let them in, right? You have to invite them in. So in order for them to not get karma, right, the cause and effect, they could say that they're showing you the cause, but they know you're not going to look it up. You're not going to see what's going on. You're not going to have this level of perception. Why? You're too distracted. You're watching things that have no meaning. You're looking at things that like this, right? You're focusing on this and focusing on the fashion. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, look at Doja Cat. Oh, look at Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner has, like, I think she's like the second most followed on Instagram, right? What does Kylie Jenner do? What talent does she have, right? Nothing. She doesn't even have, I don't even think she has a show, right? She's just married to Travis Scott, right? And but what talent does she have? Nothing, right? But she gets a lot of followers, right? So again, the nigga knows the nigga eye, right? And she is wearing this, and she is an actress, okay? And she's about to watch. You'll see as the news progresses, you'll see Diane Kruger's name in more and more movies. This chick is also the chick in the white, okay? The witch, right? Of the Lion, the Witch, in the Wardrobe. She is also well, you'll see her ties, right? You'll see Homegirl's ties, but she is also definitely a big part, and there's a reason she's sitting in the middle. All right, let's put it that. And she was an actress herself. She played in a lot of movies, which we'll get into shortly. All right, let's keep going. So Tyre Nichols case, right? It was in Memphis, right? It was a Scorpion police unit. Okay, so the Scorpion planet is ruled by Mars. Okay, Scorpio is ruled by Mars, all right? This is crooked ass Ben Crump, all right? Wearing black and white, Masonic checkerboard colors, right? The wife is wearing sacral colors, sacral chakra colors, right? This is pink for the heart. Remember, full moon is in Leo on the 5th. This is pink for the heart. The energy for the full moon is during, so when the moon is waxing, right? From the new moon to the full moon, right? There's energy that is abundant, right? When the moon is waxing, which is what's happened during all these events, right? The 23rd, when they started this, is when the full moon, when this shooting happened, it was when the moon was waxing, okay? Meaning that the moonlight is ascending on the planet. When there's more moonlight on the planet, more water is being pulled from the body. When there's a full moon, that's when the most water is being pulled from the body, okay? Which gives you, which has more influence on your attitude, right? That's why they call it being a lunar tick. That's why during full moons, there's more shootings, there's more stabbings, there's more crime, right? Because there's this lunar energy pulling at you, and it makes your emotions. Water is the soul's energy. So water is your emotional energy, right? It's your magnetic energy at that, right? The your electromagnetic being. So your electricity is your spirit, your electricity is your spirit, and your magnetism is your soul. So there's one that is going out, the electricity, one that is pulling in, your magnetism. So your soul always pulls in, your electricity is always going out. So the moon is actually a soul conductor. It's conducting soul energy, all right? Or solar energy, right? And bringing that up to the surface. Remember, we live in water. It may not seem that way, but we live in water. The most popular, or the most, not the most popular, but the element that is the most out here in the universe is hydrogen. Hydrogen was the first element created, according to science, and hydrogen is the most prevalent element in the universe. So hydro, water, right? Water, people who have hydraulics in their car, right? It's water based. There used to be a popular weed strain called hydro in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? It was grown underwater, hydroponics, right? So we live in a water-based universe, right? Whether we know it or not. It's just water vapor. So we don't see it as water vapor, but we know there's clouds above us that have water vapor in them, and they rain down water, all right, as it gets warmer. So the 7th, again, this full moon was in Cancer, okay? 16 degrees, 7 Cancer, all right? And it had Mars and Mercury on January 7th. Okay. So we're going back to the theme here of that Mars energy. Okay. When this was happening in January. Because remember, this is only the fourth day currently. Well, it's about to be the fifth in a minute, but this is only the fourth day of February. So all these events happened in January. Now, so that Mars energy and that Scorpion energy is again that red energy, that red Doja Cat energy. Okay, keep that in mind. And the Doja Cat is nothing but a small lion. They're all part of the feline family. Let's keep going. Okay, the half moon base shooter. Okay, remember this half moon base shooter is part of the ritual. Okay, it's part of the chaos ritual. It's part of the lowering of the vibration. So they have the Asian people shook, right, of going to events, of participating, right, and you have again Doja Cat as a frequency and a vibration that literally happened on the same day. There's something else I want to. Oh, the half moon base shooting was on the 23rd, right? The same day that Doja Cat, which we already discussed, right? The half moon base shooting was on the 23rd, right? The same day that they had the fashion show in Paris for Fat Paris Fashion Week, or they call it Couture Week, right? We'll talk about fashion also as being a part of magic. Let's continue. So what happened on the 28th? Okay, the 28th was a half moon. The 28th and the 29th last week. What did they do last week? What did they display last week? They had the video of Tyre's recent arrest, which they released 4 videos on YouTube. Since when have they released a police shooting video in 4 parts? When is this? When has police shooting become entertainment? Where they're releasing it on a 4-part video, right? On a Friday night at that, right? Going into the weekend. Think about it. It says it right here, discussing the Tyre Nichols video released this weekend. All right. What else happened? Okay. More add-on to the ritual in California. Okay. Or in Khalifa, right? 3 dead, 4 injured. The number 7 is playing out again. The number 7 is playing out again. Just keep going back. All right. Keep going back. January 7th. All right. Full moon in Cancer. January 7th. Tyre Nichols traffic stop. 7 officers involved in Tyre Nichols' death. Scorpion unit, Half Moon Bay shooter to 23rd happened to be, right? Then the next week or the next weekend when they released the Tyre Nichols video, there's a half fucking moon. Coincidence? No, man. Confirmation that this is a ritual. Signs and symbols, all right? And what happened, again, the number 7 resonator, because they gotta, this is again for people that are in the quote unquote elite, the so-called elite, to see, right? Not for you to see, not for me to see. People in the quote unquote know, because they don't think we know. They think we all stupid, right? And unfortunately, 85% are, right? 85% of people are dumb, deaf, and blind, poisonous animal eaters, easily led in the wrong direction, but hard to be led in the right? Those are the 85%, unfortunately. And there's 10% who know and are able to control the 85%, which are people that are in the quote unquote elite. And there's 5% people like me, right? Hopefully people like you who are able to see the truth of the matter, right? So again, the 7 is resonating right here. And this was all weekend when people were stressed out about Tyre Nichols. You see the moon on Friday, you see the moon on the 28th, you see the moon on the 29th. This happened last weekend. So I'm not making this up, right? I'm not pulling this out my ass. You guys see the signs and symbols. Okay? This happened on the 23rd, right? And it's the video the next weekend, right? This wasn't big news on the 7th. It only became big news once they were talking about releasing the video, right? I didn't even know about it till somebody pointed out in my comment section of Facebook. I was like, Tyre Nichols, who the fuck is that? Then they told me. I was like, oh, I looked it up. I was like, oh shit. All right. So they got another police shooting video to stress niggas out, right? That's what I see these police shooting things. I'm like, oh, it's just to stress people out. Because at the end of the day, right, Tyrese Nichols' family will become millionaires. But in this particular incident, right, along with the George Floyd incident, right, we'll get to the George Floyd thing later. This, although there was a video, remember there's deep fake videos, okay? There's deep fake videos. And they can make you see what you want to see nowadays with AI. I'm doing a video tomorrow with Michael Bell and Adika Butler, and we're going to talk about AI, right? I'm doing 2 videos tomorrow. To me, using that Leo energy, hardest working man in YouTube business this weekend, right? And we are going to be talking about AI, right? But these deep fakes, they can make you see what you want to see. Now, I could be wrong, but once I present this evidence, I know I'm not wrong as I continue going. All right. So you see all these numbers resonated? Let me see. Y'all following me? Type a 1 in the chat. If y'all following me, y'all seeing where I'm going. Y'all seeing what's up. Type a 1 in the chat. If you're new here, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right. Like I said, tomorrow there's 2 more videos going in with guests. All right. So we're going to be talking more. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smack that like button, and type a 1 in the chat real quick as I take another sip. The more tipsy I get, probably the more funnier this will be. All right. All right, Cooley's following. Alchemist is following. All right. Let me get some more 1s in the chat. There's 18 people here. Let me get a couple more 1s and we'll keep going. All right. And I want to make sure everybody's catching it. All right. Janelle's seeing what I'm picking up, what I'm putting down. All right. All right. All right. Alexis is picking up what I'm putting down. Let me get one more 1 and then we'll continue going. All right. Okay. Boy Eve's picking up what I'm putting down. All right. Let's continue. Shout out to y'all for the crowd participation. All right. Trinity, what's going on? She's picking up what I'm putting down. All right. Let's continue. So the half moon happened. They released the video, half moon base shooter, chaos. All right. 7 resonator. We discussed it. All right. So this is at the fashion show. All right. This is at the fashion show. So there are 2 women that's wearing the same outfit. Okay. This is Kylie Jenner. She's wearing the lion on her chest. Right. The Leo energy. Again, the full moon Leo energy is this weekend. The full moon energy is 3 days before the full moon and 3 days after, right? So it's a 7-day process, really, where you could tap into this full moon energy. But they're preparing ahead of time because that's what smart people do. Smart people plan things, right? And if you notice, most of these people behind them, even in the other slides, are wearing black, right? They're wearing black and red, right? They're sticking to the script. This is not by happenstance, right? This is not something that's not planned, right? They know what the pictures are going to look like. They know how they're going to present it to the public, right? They know what people are going to be looking at. Again, the eye, the nigger nose, the nigger lips, right? Sign and symbol of the ritual. Okay. Now she's wearing the lion, right? There's another woman, look just damn near just like her, right? Could look like Kim Kardashian. It's not, right? But she sees somebody else wearing the lion dress as well. You think she doesn't know that this is going to happen? Or maybe they do want her to know, right? Maybe they did do it to give her a shocking reaction, right? Again, it's all about moving the crowd, right? It's all about getting reaction, stimulating fear. Okay, go watch the movie Dr. Sleep by Stephen King, okay? About how fear works in these particular scenarios, all right? So she's wearing the lion on her chest. There's 2 women, okay? Remember, doubling up, right? 2 events. Okay, to me, that's what this resonated, that there's going to be 2 events that signal. And one event was the Doja Cat wearing the red and the stir causing the media. And the second event was the Tyre Nichols event. Again, a ritual designed to lower your vibration, to tap you into that lady in red distraction energy that the Matrix is using, and both of these motherfuckers are distractions and props. Hey, let's continue going. C.S. Lewis, okay, The Chronicles of Narnia. Remember, I told you, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, okay? Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, okay? And you're gonna even see wait till I get to the wardrobe. You're gonna be like, yo, this is crazy, right? C.S. Lewis, Narnia promotes the occult, okay? So the Chronicles of Narnia is really an occult story with Christian themes, right? If you look and research C.S. Lewis, you'll see there's some books that say he was an occultist and he studied under the occultist. There's literally pictures of him reading a book called Lilith, right? So he studied the occult, but they say later on he became a Christian. But we know that there's Christian theology, there's the Rosy Cross, right? That Rosicrucians use, right? The cross itself is a symbol of Saturn, right? Go to my Instagram page, raw_black storm. I talked about Saturn today, okay? And broke Saturn down. But Narnia, right, promotes the occult. Now, when you see this particular twin pillars, this is in the Chronicles of Narnia. You can watch it yourself. I ain't making this up. And this is when Aslan, right? Aslan is the character's name. Aslan is resurrected. This is what it looks like. Remember when in the last Matrix, the Matrix, I believe it wasn't the Matrix. I forget the last name of the Matrix. I know the second one was Matrix Reloaded. Somebody who, if you know the name of the third Matrix, not the one that recently came out, but the third one, right? That was in the early 2000s. Put the name in the chat, right? And remember, Aslan was resurrected. Remember when Neo in that last Matrix, right, the one in the early 2000s, when he was in the city of light, right? He was in this light city that had this same background colors. Because when Neo died at the end of Matrix, it was really about him resurrecting and becoming part of the machine. In the Chronicles of Narnia, in this particular story, again, we're dealing with Leo energy. This is a sign and symbol, right? This is a resurrection of the lion being in control. And what they're saying is we are in control of this situation. We could lower your vibration when we want. We could take your energy when we want. We can manipulate how you want, right? This is C.S. Lewis, the author. This is Lucy, okay? You see, Lucy is wearing red, okay? In this particular clip. She is wearing red. This is when Aslan resurrects it and resurrects between two pillars. If you understand Masonry, there's two pillars of Boaz and Joachim, right? There's two pillars, and then in between those two pillars, even the High Priestess card, right? Which deals with what? The High Priestess card deals with the full moon. She has a moon over her head, and that deals with internal moon-like energy, okay? So this all ties into the ritual, okay? And this theme that they used was the Chronicles of Narnia, paying tribute to C.S. Lewis, because fashion is all about, if you look at these fashion shows, now they're not going to tell you that they're paying tributes to C.S. Lewis and they're paying tribute to the occult, right? They're not going to tell you that because they don't want you to know, because you'll be able to put things together like me. You know what I'm saying? But this is what's going on, all right? And I believe these two pillars was in something else. But if you look, right, they're between, really, they're the first pictures the most pictures that you see was them two, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And there's the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe again, Lucy, okay. Doja Cat in red, right? And all right, so we'll keep going. So that's Lucy. That's the character Lucy, who is representing Doja Cat, okay? That's what she represents, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And Lucy, in the Chronicles of Narnia, was the first person to find the wardrobe, okay? Aslan, right? Aslan, Aslan, if you take the L out and you put an I, you get Asian. Why is that important? Let's go back real quick, okay? Is Asian important to change his name to Asian, the lion? Because all these shooters on this Half Moon Bay shooting were Asian. Chun-Li Zhao, Asian, right? The shooting before that in Monterey Bay in California, Asian. all during this particular time period. Okay, Asian shooters, older Asian shooters. All right, so Aslan is Asian. Were these people jabbed up? Did they get messaging to do this? Because it's very rare for Asian. I live in New York City. Asian people are very calm people, right? They don't really cause no drama. They don't really cause no problem. You don't hear about Asian mass shooters. Were they triggered and turned on and activated? Is an Asian person really going to shoot somebody for $100 for $100 repair bill? Or was they hearing buzzing as their ears, like the buzzing that I heard when I started off this video, right? Yesterday. And that buzzing was giving them messages because the Jabbington has mRNA, is mRNA, what is it? It's a mRNA vax, which is the messaging in your DNA, how your DNA sends messages through protein. So did they get activated to do this? Let's put 2 and 2 together, right? Let's keep going. Okay, so this is again all part of the ritual, and you're gonna see these pillars show up. Okay, again, Chronicles of Narnia, right? This is the theme. This is the hidden theme beyond the theme. Okay, this is Kylie Jenner. Okay, the lion. Kylie Jenner in bondage gear in a wheelchair. Look at his arm. Look at how tight he's gripping her. Okay, Kylie Jenner turns up the heat. This is on the 25th of 2023. Okay, turns up the heat in bondage inspired dress in Paris. We know that they had this Balenciaga thing with the children in bondage gear. Okay, why does she have on this bondage gear? A choker, she's strapped to the wheelchair, right? Why are they strapped in wheelchairs in a vulnerable position? Why is this guy standing her up and she looks like she wants help and she's in a vulnerable position? All right, she is part of the ritual as well. She's part of the influence. This is pain. Okay, these people feed off pain. They what you call the archons, right? In Gnosticism, they feed off pain. There's entities that feed off of your pain. They feed off of your trauma. I told you the stock market was pumping this week. Okay, don't believe me? Look it up. Certain stocks was jumping this week. Okay, if you follow the financial industry, all right, which you should, right? You live in America, in a capitalistic country. You should be knowing at least the basics, which I talked about in my video earlier. Okay, go check out my video earlier. You should know the least the basics about the world, this capitalistic world that you live in, that's run by money. All right. But the bondage, the pain of a Tyre Nichols, the pain of, oh, now it's black cops, the pain of, oh, look at what the police is doing us, right? The pain, the trauma, right? They always getting us. They always hurting us. This is always happening, blah, 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 blah. The trauma inducing, okay? For this Leo season. Just today, I had a notification. Yes, they said 2 days ago, they're like, oh, we found out there was a white guy involved. Yesterday, they're like, oh, we finally arrested the guy. It's like they keep Wednesday, it was the Tyre Nichols funeral. The day before, they had a vigil with Al Sharpton. They keep every day, they keep hitting you with little bits and little bits and little bits and little bits to keep your monkey ass under trauma. You got to recognize what's going on, okay? This is going to help you do it. So the next one that happens, you won't be so emotionally invested, all right? Keep going. So bondage, this is how they play the game, okay? This is how they extract energy, okay? This is what it is. Yaldabaoth, this is how they extract energy. Vaticanus, right? The Vatican deity. This is what they do, sodomizing little boys, right? Putting them under trauma, putting them under pain. If you see on the movie, what's the movie? The movie with what's the nigga name that started off? Well, he ain't a nigga, but started off. I want to say Tom Hanks, right? Those movies with Tom Hanks. I forget the name of the movie, but he was like in the Vatican and he was looking for like certain manuscripts. It's based on a popular book. I could see him in it. I could see the book, but I don't remember the name. But in those, they had a character that was working for the Vatican and he would torture himself, right? He was beating himself up. He was putting himself under pain, right? So this is how they extract energy, all right? This is how they extract power, pain, torture, right? And particularly from children, because they have pure energy, right? It's unfiltered, right? Even the blood, we have seen the spirit cooking, right? Spirit cooking videos with these different these different artists. That's people that are high in fashion with the spirit cooking. Okay. So it's all part of the trauma ritual, all right? And it all ties in to nature and how they use the zodiac and how they use planets and how they use the celestial canopy to make what they want to happen happen. Let's continue going. Smash that like button too if you're here. All right. This is Kylie Jenner again. Remember, she's playing the lion. Okay. This is February 19th. This is 2019. They Burberry, suicide isn't fashion. Burberry apologizes for a hoodie with noose around the neck. Okay. Are they really apologetic? Right? This looks like a little girl, doesn't it? She's wearing a particular color, brown. We're going to see this color brown play out. This particular color and what she has on looks just like the lion, doesn't it? We're going to see this play out a little more as we continue going, okay? So she also has this noose around her neck. This was during this year, during this Paris Fashion Week, okay? She had a noose around her neck, wearing blue, which is the color of Orset or the color of Isis. Paris is per Isis. Per meaning house, Isis meaning Isis. So house of Isis, Paris. That's what Paris is called. Or Isis, the Kemetic name of Isis is Orset. Okay? Isis Orset. Orset, Isis also has a correspondence in the Yoruba tradition of Yemaya. All right? As the Orisha Yemaya. All right? All dealing with water, which is why she's wearing blue. Right? Again, this is all part of the ritual. They're not doing this to talk strictly about slavery, but they know it's going to trigger you, your black ass, because that's what nooses do, right? It triggers motherfuckers, right? They first thing they think of is slavery, roots, and things like that. I'm not saying forget your past, but I do communicate with ancestors, right? And my ancestors, what they tell me is they tell me that the past is for you to learn from, right? They want you to win now. They want you to use what you have at your disposal now, the way they use what they had at their disposal then, and make shit happen. Of pain and trauma, yes, recognize it. Yes, honor it. Yes, understand that it happened. But you have computers now. You have the internet now. You have the ability to travel now, right? No one's locking your hands and feet unless you're allowing them to. Now, yes, there's police corruption. The people that freed Geronimo Pratt, right? These are mostly Caucasian people. It's just what it is. All right. It's not us. We too busy complaining and crying and beefing and doing hashtagging and making nice uh, Twitter statements and things like that, using our Twitter fingers. So they're not talking about the noose just for the noose being your black ass. This is also torture, right? For children. Okay. She just showed you what the game is. Bondage of spy dress in Paris. This was around the same time, okay? This was, I believe, 2019, all right? So she ain't new to this. She's true to this. Burberry ain't new to this. They true to this. Motherfuckers are still wearing Burberry, though. Until, right, they show you that they got some kids, then people going to be like, oh, I'm banning Burberry, right? For a year, and then they're going to go back, right? Because the white man's ice is colder. Let's continue. When is the full moon in Leo in 2023? We've been talking about this, okay? The full moon in Leo is happening February 5th, 2023. However, the energy of a full moon can typically be felt from about 48 hours before, so right now, right? And to about 48 hours after the transit actually takes place, okay? So we're in the 7th year, the 5th, right, of February, and 5 plus 2 is also 7. So 7, 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. 14, 4 plus 1 is what? Let me see it in the chat. 4 plus 1 is what? Let me see if y'all paying attention. I don't want to lose nobody. 4 plus 1 is what? Oh, shout out to Cash Barbie. I didn't see this. While y'all do this, let me salute Cash Barbie. Do my little dance. Appreciate the donations. Appreciate the donations. If you can't donate that way, actually, let me put this banner up. Because y'all see I put a lot of work into this. All right. Y'all can hit the Cash App. Y'all can hit the PayPal. All right. I don't have the PayPal up there, actually, but hit the Cash App if you can. All right. And the PayPal, if you look at my old videos, you'll see the PayPal right there. If you appreciate the work, right? And if you can, I appreciate it. But shout out to Cash Barbie. I appreciate the donation. All right. So, yes, I see y'all in the comments. All right. Let me see. All right. Y'all there? 5. Okay. Y'all following. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Okay. So, yes, 5. All right. So, when you add up the 7 and the other 7, you're seeing 5. Okay. You're seeing 5. So again, it all lines up to the full moon in Leo. All right. 5 plus 2, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 7, 14, 5. The Unseen Hand. Okay. I read this book, The Unseen Hand, in 1999. Okay. Now, what do they have for niggas last week during the half moon? Let's go back real quick. During the half moon, right? When this half moon, tap into that half moon Bay area, tap into that murder energy, right? That blessed to be covered in blood energy, right? That red energy, right? That sacrifice energy, okay? What do they tap into? They are tapping into, again, that pain, that trauma, but they are tapping into so there's 5 officers charged with murder. This is when it became big, right? When they charged them with murder. This was when it kind of went viral on the internet, right? This is when I heard about it and other people started talking about it, right? And people found like, oh, they were all black. Oh, it's all 5 black men. Oh, look at how the police are doing this. Oh, look, it's white supremacy. There's no such thing as white supremacy, my nigga. I know. I feel you. I feel you. White supremacy is a myth. What there is there's white superiority. I'm sorry. No, fuck that. I'm not doing that. There is white inferiority. So stop calling it white supremacy. When you are saying things out of your mouth, using your heka, right? Speaking things into existence, right? What we talk about, right? Your magic, right? Speaking things into existence, affirming things. Stop saying white supremacy. It's white inferiority. It's white inferiority. It's all racism is based on an inferiority complex by white people or people of other races who know they're not as cool as you, who know they're not as fly as you, who know they don't have the same bodies and physique as you, right? People around the world, China, Asia, Europe, America, right? Santo Domingo, right? All cultures follow black melanated beings. All cultures, even at our lowest, okay? I live in New York City. I've lived in Brooklyn. But I didn't just live in New York City. I've lived in several other places, right? California, Georgia, Texas, right? Several other different places. I've traveled, islands, different places, all around the world. All around the world, they follow us. They follow what we do. Even in Africa, they're following Black American culture for the most part, right? Now, Afrobeats is changing that a little bit, but they're following Black American culture all across the world. So there's no such fuck white supremacy. That's just a myth. Take that shit, like fuck hermeticism, right? It's cometicism, and fuck white supremacy. It's white inferiority. When y'all start saying white inferiority or white inferiority complex, guess what? They'll get more and more inferior in your life. And guess what? They'll get more and more inferior in the perception around the world because your voice has a resonance, it has a power. The same way they're using this energy. All right, let's continue. I went on a little tangent. I went on a little tangent, but might be the liquor talking. All right. So now 5 officers charged with murder. Remember, we talked about the number 5, right? But they had 2 videos for your white and black ass because that's how they work, right? They had 2 videos, one for the black people, one for the white people, okay? So they had the body camera footage, which was funny as shit. I don't know if y'all saw this. This shit was funny with Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, right? The Speaker of the House or the former Speaker of the House, right? I don't know if she still is. I think she's not anymore. The former Speaker of the House was attacked with a hammer. Now this shit happened last year. It was in the news, right? But they finally showed the body camera footage. So they had 2 videos, right? Because they it's not about black people only. They want to traumatize white people too. You think white people didn't feel trauma about the Tyre Nichols thing, right? You think there's white people that don't get harassed by cops? You think white people don't get killed by cops? They just don't put it in the media. You think Spanish people don't get killed and abused by cops? It's just not media worthy because it's not going to stir up and get the same reaction as if they show it happened to a black person because they want to feed off the most powerful energy here in the universe, which is melanated beings. I got no problem with anybody of any culture, but it is what it is, right? We the coolest shit on the planet and the flyest shit on the planet. So they had some. The Paul Pelosi shit was crazy. That shit was funny as hell. That one I did watch. I didn't watch the whole Tyre Nichols thing because I'm not into watching trauma bonding with my people that look like me, right? But I did watch the Paul Pelosi shit, and that shit was funny. The police came to the door, and he and Paul Pelosi, and it was that shit was some lover shit, right? So a lover spat. Police came to the door, and Paul Pelosi was holding dude's hand, and dude had the hammer in his hand, and police like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And he's like, Paul Pelosi's like, nothing. And dude ain't saying shit, his boyfriend. It is what it is. And, and the minute he let it go, that motherfucker hit Paul Pelosi with the hammer. That shit is funny. All right. Watch that video if you can. That shit is funny, right? But anyway, and fuck it. I want to see some. I've seen enough of my people getting beat down, all right? Or people that look like me, I should say. I don't conform to tribalism. People that I fuck with are people that have my same characteristics. People have same mentality. Now, let's go into Doja, right? Because this is all during Fashion Week. Now, you see she has this hand, right? Her hand is covered in crystals, okay? Just like she was covered in crystals in the fashion show. Okay, this hand is covered in crystals. Like I said, this is the unseen hand. Are dealing with deities, right? When you are conjuring this energy, when you're dealing with the gods, you're dealing with psychological processes, right? You're dealing with what they call daemons, what they have corrupted to call them demons to make you scared of your animal spirits that literally control the world, your natural spirits or the Netzaru that controls the world, right? And they made it demons to make you scared of nature, to make you scared of the natural, to make you think that these are some evil entities that are out there that you cannot control. But at the same time, they talk about demons, but then at the same time, the Bible says you're here to dominate, have dominion over the earth, right? At the same time, Jesus says you will do more works than me and more miracles and do greater works than me. But at the same time, they tell you to follow Jesus and only do what he says, right? The Bible is one of the most hypocritical books in the world, right? Because it's stolen. It's stolen rituals and stolen shit from all types of cultures, right? But this is not about the Bible. So again, the number 5, the unseen hand, and you see the unseen hand right here. Doja is wearing black, the hand is white, and they have a bottle. So they're literally representing pouring libations to the success of the ritual, right? This is an invocation, right? This hasn't happened yet, but this is an invocation. So the pop in the bottle is the same way you would pop a bottle, or the same way you would spit liquor, right, on a voodoo doll. You would spit liquor over your altar, right, to in order to invoke the spirit or to start up the ritual. And if you look at any indigenous ritual, there's always liquor involved, right? There's always some sort of libations involved, right? Something you should be doing with your ancestors, right? Give them whatever, some type of liquor, right? Rum, vodka, whatever, right? Give them, there's liquor that corresponds to each individual deity. This is not about that. Just wanted to drop that on you. So when you see this hand, right, and you see this during the same Paris Fashion Week, right, you know what's up. You know why she was dressed in red, and you see why this is all crystallized. Let's continue going. Okay, this is actually a good book, The Unseen Hand. If you haven't seen it, some of the stuff is when I read this book, I remember it told me about the whole population thing and overpopulation, and I realized overpopulation was a myth. All right, but I'm going someplace else. It's a good book though. But yeah, there's an unseen hand that rocks the world. All right, let's continue going. So this is Ephesians 6:12. It says, "We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Okay. So this is Jesus, the Lion of Judah. Okay. Remember, there was this resurrection energy. All right. This Aslan energy, right? Where I told you in the Chronicle of Narnia, where Aslan was resurrected, right? So there's this energy, this Christ energy that they're tapping in, the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe, right? Which again taps into Kylie being the lion, okay? The resurrection. Also, this is tied into the resurrection of Travis Scott's career. Watch them do. They literally, Kylie Jenner was under fire. I don't have the slide here, but Kylie Jenner was recently under fire because they're having they had for their kids, Stormy, they had the same Astroworld theme, literally the same color of the Astroworld entrance, the same theme for their birthday, right? Because again, it's all signs and symbols. So this energy is a resurrecting energy and an energy of resurrecting the career. So, but the battle again is not against. Hold up, somebody said they disagree. Let me see. I disagree. If they started showing white people getting killed by cops, 2022 would look like Freaknik compared to want the Second Amendment wing nuts would do. All right, that's your opinion. I disagree with your opinion, but that's good. We could disagree. That's the beauty of life. We don't always have to agree, but I appreciate your perspective and I appreciate your view. But back to what I was saying. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against power, against the rulers of the darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay. So it's not about them. It's about the signs and symbols. Then it's about the energy of the situation. It's about the energy of the lion. It's about tapping into that Christ-like energy. Jesus was the Lion of Judah. Okay. Jesus is from the bloodline, according to the biblical story, of the Lion of Judah. Again, we have a full moon in Leo on the 5th of this week. I've showed you Matt's signs and symbols and the significance and the correspondences. All right, let's keep going. So the unseen hand. All right. So this is the witch. We've covered the lion, right? Kylie Jenner is the lion. For this and extensive. Now we're going into the witch, the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe. Okay, fashion icon Marissa Berenson. This is the chick that was in the middle. Okay, sit next to Kylie Jenner and the Shipperelli fashion show. All right. Now you see her. You see the witch with a nose wearing what? Red, a red hat. Okay, wearing this particular crown. I'm going to show you another witch after we get into her, who also made her debut during this recent time period. When I show y'all, listen, I show you the color confirmation. This blew my mind, okay? Blew my mind. But who is Marissa Berenson, all right? Who is this particular white lady? Who is this particular white witch? Why am I saying she's a witch? What proof do I have? Y'all know I got proof? Y'all know I got proof? Okay. Berenson's maternal grandmother was the fashion designer Elsa Schiaparelli. This Paris fashion show was a Schiaparelli fashion show. So her grandmother was the fashion designer, which is why she's sitting between Doja Cat and Kylie Jenner. But that's not the only reason. Her grandfather was Wilhelm de Curlor, a theosophist and psychic medium. Theosophy, right, comes from Madame Blavatsky. Madame Blavatsky was an occultist, right? She dealt with voodoo, hoodoo, right, and the darker side of occultism, right? She got her teachings from a black man named P.B. Randolph. Okay, the story, and from what I channel through ancestral communication, is that P.B. Randolph was killed. He was poisoned by Madame Blavatsky so that they could take his teachings and use them, and so her society could be built up, the Theosophical Society. So this lady, right, Marissa Berenson, her grandfather was a theosophist, worked for them, and a psychic medium. Okay. Berenson, who was an actress and a model, is also the granddaughter of Elsa Schiaparelli, one of the major European fashion icons. She spent her youth surrounded by icons like Greta Garbo, Salvador Dali, and more. While she later became a renowned actress, starred in beloved films by Barry Lyndon. Now, Barry Lyndon, the reason I highlighted that is Barry Lyndon was a film by the guy who made Eyes Wide Shut. I got his name. Hold on, what's his? Stanley Kubrick. So Stanley Kubrick made Eyes Wide Shut. If you never saw Eyes Wide Shut, go watch Eyes Wide Shut. It's literally an old expose on Hollywood. It's an expose on secret societies. It's an expose on secret society parties. Shortly after he dropped Eyes Wide Shut, he died, right? So Barry Lyndon is another film that talks about the occultism and things like that in Hollywood, right? Also, this chick is going to be doing Diane Kruger, her film this year, right? I forgot the name of it. You can look it up. Is going to be about corruption and murder in Hollywood as well, right? So she played in that movie, and that's what this movie, Barry Lyndon, is about as well. All right. So, and we could, she's an actress, right? We don't need to talk. She focused more on her career as a model, and she became the first model to do a first nude shoot in Vogue. Okay, so she was the first model to do a first nude shoot in Vogue magazine. Now, being that her great grandfather was a psychic medium, right? Obviously, she probably went to him for advice and for the magic to know that she should be doing something like that. And it also introduces sexuality into the fashion world. Sexuality is an energy, it's a vibration, it's a frequency that you could use for creativity as well. Sexuality and creativity go hand in hand. I talked about in my last video that I did today. Go check that out. All right. This is Madame Blavatsky. Okay. You see the Ankh, right? This is her. This is her religion. I ain't making this up. All right. This is the black and white. All right. You've seen this already. This is her Isis unveiled. Right. They did this in Paris per Isis. Okay. Paris is for Isis. Per Isis. Paris. Isis unveiled by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. You see the Ankh, right? You see what they call the Star of David, which is really the Merkaba, right? That is here. The Merkaba, right? You see the Ouroboros, right, which represents the womb, right? You see the Hindu symbolism right here, and you see the little makeshift swastika, just a different form of the swastika. Okay. Also, if you draw a Veves, you'll see this particular image right here. Won't get too deep into that. The Veves are basically let me see. I think I may have moved it, but there was one I was working with. Oh, so yeah, this one I was working with recently. So yeah, actually on this one, right? So if you look, let me switch this real quick. You'll see that same type of image. Where is it? Right here. Okay. And this is a Veve to a money deity, Ajay Shaluga, right? Ajay Shaluga. All right. So we tapped in. We tapped in. All right. Now let's continue going. So this is the two pillars, right? Boaz and Joachim, right, of masonry. This is the actual the G, the square, and the compass, right? The G standing in for God or the divinity, right? Also Christ-like energy. The checkerboard is to say that we control good and evil. We're controlling the yin and the yang. We're controlling what you think is good. We're controlling what you think is bad, right? This is the goal of secret societies, to be the invisible hand, okay? To be the invisible hand. Oh, did I skip this? I did skip this. But this is all tied into, let me go back into this real quick. This is all the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This is all tied into Kylie Jenner energy, all right? The Jesus energy, evidence for Jesus in the land of Narnia. Remember, Aslan, Asian, all right? Aslan is Turkish, right? For lion, okay? So the name Aslan means lion, which again ties into the full moon Leo, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, C.J. Lewis, and Doja Cat, all right? With the cross in her teeth, all right? So, oh, why not? So let's go back to the Aslan thing real quick, and you'll see that particular scene between two pillars played out right here. So you see him between two pillars, and you see the two pillars right here. Okay. Also tapped into that high priest energy, Boaz right here, and Joachim. This is on your tarot cards, all right? And you see the full moon right here. You also see the same red and green colors, right? You see the moon right here as well, the crescent moon, right? The watery essence of the moon, how the moon pulls the tides, right? And you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see the cross here, right? The same cross you see in Doja Cat's teeth. All right. So it's all tied in. It's all tied in. All right. All tied in. She's the master of theosophy. All right. Well, what I don't want to say the master, but she's the person who introduced theosophy, right? Running basically what they call these things, magic, a coven, right? A coven, right? So yeah, so she's the witch, okay? So Marissa Berenson, she represents the white witch, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, right? And these are the colors that they use. So you see the 7, we broke that down, all right? It says there's no religion higher than the truth. So they are tapped in. They understand how to use these signs and symbols, okay? Let's continue. This is Madonna, okay? Madonna is going to be in the February issue of Vanity Fair. Look at what she has, okay? She's representing that white witch energy as well, okay? She's representing that high priestess energy as well. Look at this, okay? Look at the colors. And now look at this, okay? You see the red right here. You see the clown Joker imagery. Look at the babies. Look at the babies. Look at the baby, okay? Look at the eating of the flesh, right? Look at the glutton bound by her legs, okay? Look at the gluttony, the imagery, right? Feeding off of your fear, feeding off of your pain, the gluttony, right? Look at the colors, the red, right? I can't make this up. Madonna is playing the white witch as well. This came out recently in the same month of January, right? Them debating, them saying that this was going to be unveiled for Vogue, okay? Vogue magazine. I'm not making this up. I'm showing you the signs and symbols, all right? I'm showing you all the signs and symbols. The colors are here. The colors are there. The colors are here. Black, white, red, okay? I'm not making this up. Scorpion unit, okay? Lucy, Lion energy. The red, okay? The red, the white, the black. Type of 1 if y'all see what I'm saying. Oh snap! I forgot. Let me switch the Let me switch the scene. Type of 1 if y'all see what I'm saying. I'm almost done, y'all. I'm gonna try to keep this under 2 hours. But type of 1 in the chat if y'all see what I'm saying, so I can continue. Please smack that like button. That's all I'm asking. All right. All right. All right. Shout out to what? All right. He's picking up what I'm putting down. We get a couple more ones. 20 people in the building. Let me get a couple more ones if y'all see what I'm seeing. All right. This is making sense. Hollow Vegeta. Shout out to Hollow Vegeta. My main nigga on the trigger. All right. Special shout out to Hollow. Hollow knows why. Shout out to Janelle, the spiritual homie, Wheezy Baby. All right, y'all picking up what I'm putting down. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. I appreciate y'all viewership. All right, let's go. All right, so we got Madonna again in the black and white theme. All right, again, this all ties into Tyre Nichols. This all ties into the Scorpion unit. This all ties into the blood sacrifices. This all ties into the beating, right? Which I think is a fiction, right? I think even if Tyrese Nichols did die, right? It's a sacrifice, okay? And I believe the parents are involved. I don't know if they're Freemasons. I don't know what they're. I've tried to see if I could find something to see their involvement, right? But the whole thing, my opinion, and based on the information I'm presenting, is a hoax. All right? Let's go. So you see her, and this is the Vanity Fair, right? In black and white, all right? They're not hiding nothing, all right? It even looks like pyramids, all right? Look at the way their legs are. It looks like pyramids, all right? This is her son. This is her son that she took from Malawi in Africa, in South Africa. This is the son that she adopted. They're both wearing Balenciaga. We know what Balenciaga's about now. Child trafficking. Child torture. Okay? Allegedly. Let me say allegedly. Allegedly, right? We know what we know, but we've seen the proof, okay? We've seen the proof in the ads. We know what it's about. And again, you see the pictures, okay? Also, you could look at the color, all right? Look at the color of her hair. Look at the color of her hair, the brown, okay? Look at the color. The brown color, the color of the lion. All right? Same color of the lion. It's all tied in. They released this like 2 weeks ago when everything was going down, all right? That they were putting this picture out. These pictures out. I ain't making this up. I'm showing you what it is. That's all. I'm showing you what it is. Memphis Scorpion unit, all right? Made up of 40 officers, all right? Divided into 4 10-member teams. But guess what, y'all? Do you know that it's Madonna's 40th year anniversary in music? It's Madonna's 40th year anniversary in music. Do you know she's going on a tour this year to celebrate that? That's right. It's her 40th year anniversary in music. I told you 4 is a number of a foundation. If you looked at any of Madonna's recent stuff, it's all occultic, right? Even her performances, the Grammys and music award shows, it's all occultic. It's all dark shit, right? It's all based on this. Madonna's sick, like 64, and she still looks like she's 30. Okay, adrenochrome, anybody? Allegedly. All right. So the Scorpion unit was under scrutiny. All right. This is the imagery they gave y'all. All right. 5 black cops beating up this guy. Right. And you still see the kind of colors, right? The red in there, the street looks gold. Right. I'm just showing you what I'm seeing. Okay. I'm just showing you what I'm seeing. I'm showing you based on the pictures that I got. Right. This ain't me making this up. This is just what I'm seeing. Okay. So the Scorpion unit, right? Scorpio also deals with the occult. Scorpio deals with voodoo. Scorpio deals with hoodoo. Scorpio deals with the underworld. I am a Scorpio. I know this shit first the fuck hand. All right. This is shit that I love to study. I love to look into. Okay. Personally. This is things I love to do. Right. I love doing conjure. I love magic. Right. I'm into all of this shit. Okay. So these are things we always want to know the mysteries. Any Scorpio that I met that's into this science is very heavily invested in learning the mysteries of life. Okay. This is just what we like to do. So the scorpion energy is another sign and symbol. It's all layered, all right? All here to inform those in the know. Okay, let's continue. So again, you have the 5 officers, January 23rd, 23 plus 2 is 5, full moon in Leo, the 5, you see the lion, all right, the witch, right? Now we're going to get into the wardrobe, I think. Yes, we are. All right. So the lion, the witch, let's get into the wardrobe. Doja Cat wearing all these crystals, all right, covered in blood. All right, covered in blood. We get covered in blood means blessed. Covered in blood also means sacrifice. All right. Red is also the root chakra. Okay. What are you rooted in? Okay. What are you growing in? Right. Fear is also a negative aspect of the root chakra. Okay. Are you rooted in fear? Are you rooted in insecurity? All right. That's the left negative, lower aspect of the root chakra. Right. Also, the lower negative aspects of the Scorpio. Right. Insecurity, jealousy, envy, right? It's another lower aspect of the Scorpio energy, right? Who are not into the mysteries. You become detectives for no reason, right? You got to know the positive and the non-positive aspects of your sign, because there are positive and negative aspects to each sign. It's like there's a positive and negative aspect of a lion, right? There's a positive and negative aspect of a snake, of a squirrel, of a cat, of a caterpillar, right? All these, well, maybe not caterpillars, not insects, but like animals with limbic systems, just like humans, right? Mammals and things like that, right? So it's all tied in. It's all tied in. Let's go into the wardrobe. So the wardrobe, Doja's Inferno, right? It took 4 hours and 58 minutes. Now, why would they be telling? Why would they be saying that the look took 4 hours and 58 minutes? Why is that important? I just showed you the 4. I just showed you how the 4 is a foundation number. I just showed you how the 4 ties into the Madonna and how Madonna's a 40 years in music, right? 8 plus 5 is, let's count it, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, the Jesus and the 12 disciples, which is representative of the zodiac and the sun. The sun being Aslan, which is representative of the Christ energy or the Jesus energy or the resurrection energy of them saying we're resurrecting our control of the population. We're not going to let you ascend in the age of Aquarius. We've let y'all sleep for too long. We got to get this thing back. You got your Kyrie Irving telling y'all that we the real Jews. You got your Kanye West telling y'all the real Jews. We got people waking up. NBA YoungBoy wanting to be a Mormon. Let's talk about stop the violence. Oh no, we got to change all this, right? NBA YoungBoy recently came out and said, "Yo, he is upset about all the violence that he caused, about all the trauma and the pain that he caused, and that he's going to become a Mormon." Now, whether that's a play or not, we'll see as time goes by. But at least he acknowledged what he was doing and the influence he had on young kids, right? So they saying, nah, we're going to resurrect our control back on the planet by introducing a trauma bond. Because we know niggas love trauma. Niggas love to trauma bond more than anything. I'm sorry, it's the truth, right? The most I hear, brother, is from a motherfucker asking me for some money. When I walk the street, I hear brother the most from people that's asking me for, hey, brother, can I come bar? Hey, brother, you got $1? Hey, brother, you got a 50 cent? Hey, brother, you got a quarter? That's the most I hear, brother, in my life. The more I hear we and us is when there's some trauma happening. Other than that, it's every nigga for themselves, for the masses, right? Not people that are enlightened, not those of you who are watching things like that, right? So, I skipped this. This is the Vanity Fair, right? Article that's dropping this month, February 2023. The date's right here. Her representing the Isis energy. Again, this happened in Paris, per Isis, right? Her representing the Isis energy, the dark goddess, her wearing the ice princess crown, her representing the witch. All these things happening at the same time is not coincidence. All right. Her tapping into her high priestess energy, because Madonna's a high priestess in the Hollywood cabal. right? Allegedly, right? You see the crown again, the white witch crown, right? Again, he was an occultist. Okay, C.S. Lewis was an occultist, and this is her son again, right? Wearing the black and white. Her again wearing a gimp mask, right? Wearing Balenciaga. All right, you see the Balenciaga Adidas right there. This is Madonna. These are your heroes. All right, I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you. So the 13 represents that Christ energy, Jesus and the 12 disciples, the 12 zodiacs, and the sun. All right. 30,000 crystals were 30,000 Swarovski. I might be saying that wrong, but who cares? But really, the number 3 is what matters in this, right? Were applied by hand. All right. Daniel Roseberry, this ties into the Rosy Cross, right? Which we'll get into shortly. So the fact that his name was Daniel Roseberry didn't escape my mind. It ties it to the Rosy Cross of the Rosicrucians, which is also in the cult society or in the cult coven or secret society, right? Let's get into it. Let's continue going. I feel like I'm missing something. All right, so let's go back, right? This is Doja Cat again in her this is the year of the rabbit as well, so she could be doing these as rabbit ears, but this could also be demon horns, right? These are signs and symbols. Again, her wearing red hair. All right. I'm just taking stuff off the internet, right? I'm not editing, I'm not photoshopping shit. I'm just putting everything together. All right. 71 commands. There's the number 7 again. All right. 71, 8, build and destroy in 13 minutes. Okay. This was in what? Castlegate, Bear Creek. Okay. You're going to see a bear. And when I saw this bear, I was like, oh shit. How the fuck? This shit is crazy. This ritual is really layered, but they know what they're doing before they do it. All right. Castlegate, chess. Okay. Black and white, chess. Castlegate. All right. Chess. Black and white squares. All right. Moving pawns, knights, bishops, kings, rooks around. All right. Castlegate. There's a reason these things happen around this particular time. You're going to see the bear as well in the Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe. The theology. All right, let's continue. New York Times analysis found that Memphis officers gave dozens of contradictory and unachievable orders to Tyre Nichols. You don't say, because it was a ritual. And if he really did die, it's the parents that were involved. And they're going to get paid like a motherfucker. Just like George Floyd's relatives got paid like a motherfucker. All right? We're going to talk about that soon, though. All right? But the 13 you see right here, which we just discussed, all right? And these numbers keep going up. 8, again, is a number of infinity. It's a number of building and destroy, but the 7 is also involved. So why would all these numbers keep linking up the same way? Okay? Let's continue. So the Doja's Inferno look, right? Now remember, what's her name? Doja Cat, all right? Why is it an inferno? Why is it about burning things up, right? Doja or Dante's Inferno is a story about Dante going through hell, 9 stages of hell. That's the story of Dante's Inferno. He's going through 9 different stages of hell. And there's gluttons, there's people trapped in different stages based on what they did in life in hell, right? So it's a story about hell. It's a story about people being sacrificed, right? People in the dark, right? So her thing was called Doja's Inferno. We already went through the numbers. 30,000 crystals, though, is what this is about. It says, in fact, a cat, remember her name is Doja Cat. A cat's pupil can increase up to 300 times its size, while a human pupil increases only 15 times. Thus, cats see better in the dark. Cats see better in the dark than humans. One of the reasons the Egyptians or the Cometians kept cats around is because cats are able to see spirits. They're able to see the spirit in someone. They're able to see spirits that we can't see with the human eye because of their ability to see in the dark, their ability to see aberrations, what they call ghosts, right? Your ability to see ancestors, right? What you might call ancient spirits, right? So they are able to see these things that human can't see. But the 3 number or the 300 number also corresponds to the 30,000 crystals. So when I say this is a ritual of perception of her being where were we? Of her being the woman in red, this is a ritual of perception. What you perceive. Are you feeding into the pain? Are you bonding with the pain? Are you trauma bonding? Are you looking at these and saying, well, damn, all these niggas that get shot, eventually their families become millionaires, and all you're left with is stress. And nobody's going to the courthouse. Nobody's calling their congressman. Nobody is participating in their city councils, right? What are people really doing but being stressed out and hashtagging and having water cooler talk about it? But nobody's really, for the most part, doing anything. You have the quote unquote activists, right? But they're not in city council meetings, right? They're not. There's no candidate that people are saying, okay, we're going to prop up a candidate to stop police brutality. I'm just saying what it is. So this is all an illusion in the matrix, just like the women in the red. It's an illusion in the matrix. It's a trauma bonding ritual designed to lower your vibration so they could feed off it the same way they're feeding off of your energy being stuck in a noose, okay? And have your neck in a noose by trauma bonding, all right? Again, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spirits in high and low places. So this is all about perception. 3 and 3 equals 6. All right. I already told you the number 6 looks like a pregnant woman. All right. So it's about giving birth to something. It's also a number that deals with equality, balance, yin and yang. All right. So there's a reason why they used the 30,000 crystals. The reason why it took 4 hours and 58 minutes. Who's sitting there documenting how long it took, right? Then this particular number of 58, right? Particular number of 4 hours, right? Who's doing that? Nobody. So we're still on the wardrobe, right? The wardrobe looks red, just like Doja Cat's outfit. This is from the Chronicles of Narnia. I ain't making this up. Lucy, bringer of light. Okay. Doja got all these crystals on. Okay. She got all these crystals on. Red. Okay. It's the same color as the wardrobe. Come on, man. Come on. Put a 1 in the chat if you see that. Put a 1 in the chat if you see that. Put a 1 in the chat if you see that. And I'll keep going. It's the same color as the wardrobe. The same color as Doja's wardrobe. See it one more time. The same color. This is the wardrobe and the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. I'm just tapped in.
Don't know the power of the dark side.
Okay, I'm just tapped in, just like they tapped in. All right. So again, Lucy, bringer of light. Crystals reflect light, don't they? Don't crystals reflect light? All right, crystals reflect light. So she is representative of this character named Lucy or Lucifer, right? Again, Lucifer is not this evil thing that we've been taught, all right? It just means light bringer. Lucifer corresponds to the planet Venus, right? Lucifer is only in the Bible one time. It's only in I believe it's I don't want to get to lying or making something up, but Lucifer is only in the Bible in one particular scripture. Hold up. I'll tell you. You could do your homework. Lucifer is only in Isaiah 14, 12 to 17. That's it. That's it. That's it. They changed Lucifer to meaning Satan, but Lucifer never meant Satan. Lucifer always meant morning star. All right. And there's articles from Christians. I'm even looking at one now. I don't want to share it because I don't want to leave my slides, but where they saying that Lucifer should have never been associated with Satan, right? It literally just means morning star. It means Venus. That's it. All right. And it's literally in Isaiah 14 to 16. All right. So you could do your due diligence. And yeah, this is the what do they call this? What do they call this motherfucker in The Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe? He is a I guess I didn't write it down. But he's the first person when Lucy opens the when Lucy opens the wardrobe, this is the person that she sees first. And he actually works for the White Witch. Ironically, this actor also played Frodo in The Lord of the Rings, right? Another heavily occult laced movie, The Lord of the Rings, or an occult laced drama, The Lord of the Rings, right? Again, we're not talking about that right now. So the Cancer full moon, right? This is what we've been talking about. The crab, you see the crab in red. The rose cross, all right? I told you his name is Daniel Roseberry, okay? So this ties into the rose cross, symbol of a cross with a rose at the center, associated with Rosicrucianism and other mystical movements, okay? The rose cross, also called rose cross or rosy cross, is a symbol largely associated with the legendary Christian Rosicrucian, Christian Kabbalist, alchemist, and founder of the Rosicrucian order. The rose cross is a cross with a rose at its center, often red, golden, and white, and symbolizes the teachings of a Western esoteric tradition with Christian, the last word is values, okay? See the rose cross right here, the black and white floors of Freemasonry, and you see the cross right here, which again, I showed you at length, ad nauseum, is right on Doja Cat's teeth, okay? And the cross representing the 13, Jesus Christ, right? The cross also representing Aslan in the Chronicles of Narnia, the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, and also represented the Christ-like energy or the energy of resurrection. Also, when you see Aslan, you see this particular yellow glow. Let's do a quick go back. Same yellow glow you see right here. All right. And the same between two pillars that you see. Okay, right here. All right. In between two pillars, the black and white that we talked about, good and evil, understanding they're controlling good and evil, right? You see the three right here, all ties in. Okay. And the Ankh, right here, you see the Ankh, okay? And triangle pointed downward, meaning that they're controlling the physical world, the terrestrial world, right? Controlling the influence of the terrestrial world. That's why it's pointed downward. And yeah, you see that imagery right here. Okay. You see that imagery right here. You see that imagery right here. The Ankh right here, the Madame Blavatsky took. All right. So again, and these are different orders, all right? The Theosophical Society is different than Rosicrucianism, but they're all using the same signs and symbols, all right? Which come from ancient Egypt at the end of the day. Let's continue going. So black, red, and white, these are the colors we've been talking about. Let's go through this real quick. Black absorbs and hides and creates confusion and chaos. New beginnings. Knowledge of hidden things is the container of light, one of the most powerful colors. We'll just see where y'all at. All right, y'all still here. Use black for the self-control, time, and patience. Black is also a good color to bring discord and confusion within the enemy. Okay, discord and confusion within the enemy. All right. Black is also a good color. It also can be used for protection, warp negative energy, break barriers and blocks, reverse and destroy negative thought forms. It's better if applied to others. Black controls the base chakra, the planet Saturn, the earth element, and the original religions. It means new beginning. Satanic alchemy, Satan, Saturn, all right? The planet Saturn, Satan, all right? Don't get confused. In ancient times, there was no word for Satan, all right? There's no word for Satan. There's no word for the devil in ancient times. African history, Greek history, you could go back. There's no word for Satan. There's no word for the devil. That's a recent invention, all right? And it's all based on Saturn. It means new beginning. Black represents the step into the void of meditation and transformation, all right? There's a point in meditation where you go into called the void. And the void is the genesis of creation. It's all darkness. And once you get to that point in meditation, is when you'll be able to really have ancestral communication and see visions and get messaging, etc., etc. This isn't about that. I just wanted to point that out. Red, energy, passion, anger, 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 anger. Look at what police is doing. It's even black police. Anger, passion, lion energy, passion, passion, anger, energy, 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 lust, okay? Sexual energy, strength, protects against psychic attacks. Mars rules the red, okay? We've seen Mars in play. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. It was the Scorpion squad. Revenge, anger, pure sex drive, physical gratification, courage, determination, all tied into, again, that Leo full moon energy, that Leo energy. Confrontation with the enemy. Red is used to incite incidents, fires, and injuries. Red could also be used for self-esteem, athletic strength, magical energy to create black magic. Good for the strengthening of themselves before performing black magic and inducing intensity, incites lust, energy, strength, sexual energy, dynamism, passionate love, physical desire. What happens when you're stressed out? You want to relieve that stress. You go have sex, right? People have sex with people that they don't know, that don't love them, that don't care about them. It's just about busting the nut. It's just casual, but you're still bonding with someone. Penis is still in the vagina. There's still a connection, right? This is what people do when they're stressed out. They drug out, they sex out, they eat, right? They distract themselves. We'll get into that. Willpower, athletics, expressing racing and vitality. Used in the black, red, and unlike the black door, immediate attacks, accidents, attacks, which we've seen, blood, violence, and hatred. The red can be used to incite war, anarchy, and cruelty. Mars rules the red, okay? Again, the Scorpion squad. Red is the element of fire. Both red and white rules the base chakra, okay? Still Doja Cat, right? Or Doja Lion, whatever you want to call her in this particular ritual. For each order, balance the aura because all colors originate from white. Energy, security, stimulation, inspiration, destroys destructive energies, cleanses the aura, provides protection when applied to others indirect. The moon rules white. We've seen the high priestess with the moon, right? The white governs the third eye, perception, along with indigo and silver. So these are the colors that we keep seeing play over and over and over. So as part of this ritual, let's keep going. This happened in Paris, okay? Paris, per Isis, house per house, Isis, Paris, okay? This is a picture of Isis, right? 1793. Egyptian goddess Isis as Mother Nature, okay? As Mother Nature, drinking her nourishing water, okay? Isis is, in fact, the principle of nature, all right? Talked about this natural elements, this nature being tied to the daemon or the demons, right? Being involved. Now, demons could be used for good, could be used for evil, right? You have a dog that could be nice to pet and hold, and you can have a dog that's strictly an attack dog, trained to kill at will, right? Or how you program your animal, which is what the Sphinx is about, right? The lion, right, with the head of a woman, right? Talking about your inner self, right? Balancing your inner self and controlling your animal instincts, but not suppressing them, using them for the benefit of elevating your energy frequency and vibration in your electromagnetic field ultimately, which is how you manifest things and bring things into your existence, opportunities that you could take hold of. There's the Parisian pyramids, okay? The pyramid right here, this is again in Paris, right? We've talked about pyramids, Egypt, the Ankh at length. All right. And this is the coat of arms for the city of Paris, representing waters, which we've already seen on the high priestess. All right. At the prow of the ship, the ancient Egyptian god Isis. So when you listen to these YouTubers that say, well,
We were only here. How did we never came from Africa? How did they come from Africa? Where were the ships? How did the slaves come from Africa? Where were the ships? Well, this is 1811, right? They showing ships from the ancient Egyptian god Isis, which she's at the brow of the ship, right? So people have been coming here in ships. There's ships on literally the hieroglyphic walls, right? There's literally ships on the hieroglyphic walls with deities in the ship with human bodies. All right. So be careful who you're listening to, right? Some people have agendas and their agendas divide and conquer. Because when you have an enemy you can put out there, you can control people. Because people love to have an enemy. They love to have somebody they could look at and say, that's the bad guy. Shout out to Scarface. You know what I'm saying? That's what Scarface said. You need a bad guy. You need somebody to point to, right? But a lot of these people are just,
You's a fucking nut, nigga.
that's it. All they are is.
You's a fucking nut, nigga.
So be careful who you're following and listening to. Do your own research. Don't just follow people blindly. And don't just because they put slides together like I am, right? Even research this. Look back. Look at what I'm looking at. Don't just take my word for it. All right. Let's continue. I'm on point though. I'm fucking on point. That's one thing I will say. All right. So this also ties into. I might skip. No, I ain't gonna skip it. So it says this beast, regarded by some as the Antichrist, described by John, is thus related to the number 666, or perhaps what you might call the anti-phi. All right. So this is just tied into this pyramid energy, how to use this energy, right, in order to construct rituals, right? You see the Sphinx right here, which we just talked about. I ain't gonna get into this. I put this together, but I ain't gonna get too deep into this. Let's continue moving. And this is just more showing, Paris, right? How they have the obelisk, right? Our Journey Paris. This is recent. They just discovered, again, the number 7 again. This is a recent discovery as of last week. Now, I'm sorry, this week. They discovered 16 meters long ancient papyrus with spells from the Book of the Dead. Okay? So they discovered new spells, all right? Kemetic people, our ancient ancestors dealt with magic. Magic is our culture. Voodoo, hoodoo, all that is our culture. Don't let anybody demonize you and take you away from it because it's not tied to Jesus or it's not tied to Muhammad or it's not tied to any Abrahamic religion. In fact, the word Abraham, which are the Christian, the Catholic, the Christian, the Catholic, the Muslim, right, the Jew, all these Abrahamic religions, Abraham is tied to Brahma. Abraham, Isaac, and Joseph is the same as Brahma, Vishnu, and Krishna, which is the Hindu triad, right? The same as Osir, Set, and Heru, right? Which is the Kemetic triad, right? The same thing. So Abraham is and Brahma, same nigga, all right? Do your research. Don't believe me. Don't follow me either. Follow your heart. In photos, and this is also recent, January 26, 2023, in photos, Egypt says it may have found the oldest mummy to date. Now, this mummy that they have found is covered in gold. Same color as a lion, right? Lions got that gold mane, that golden mane, that golden skin, right? So all these are signs and symbols, again, tied into our ancient astrology, our ancient ancestors, and our ancient myth, right? But all this is within our bloodline. It's within our DNA. So they don't want you to understand this. They don't want you to tap into this. If they could lower your vibration by keeping you under stress, by keeping you traumatized, by keeping you in worry. Just like today, they got this fucking Chinese balloon. Again, China, you look at the flag, it's red, right? If they got people panicked and scared, oh, China's going to attack. Oh, there's going to be a nuclear bomb, blah, blah, blah. Who knows what's in the balloon, right? People scared, people worried, to lower your vibration during this particular energy. Okay? I used to work at, I'm not going to say the name, let's say Alphabet Energy, Alphabet Agency. I talked about this on Instagram, my Instagram page. And when I worked in this Alphabet Agency, it was in Albany in the early 2000s, right? Maybe 1999, actually. It was in Albany. And I was an unassuming janitor who I'm sure they thought I was dumb as hell, but I've never been dumb, right? But I play dumb when I need to, right? And I'm playing dumb or whatever. And I noticed there was a door that was cracked open, but that was classified. And I go in there like I'm going to clean something, and I see a big ass table, big, huge table, about the size. Ooh, it was big. I don't even want to estimate, but let's just say it was lengthy, right? And I seen this guy sitting on like a high chair, not high, but high enough, right? But a comfortable high chair, and with a nice backing, comfortable, right? And literally the whole world, the whole map of all the 7 continents, looking at it, just looking at it, right? And I'm like, I go in there, I'm like, what's that? What's this? I'm acting like, and he just spinning. Oh, this is the world. This is the world map. And yeah, I'm just here to watch. My job. I'm like, what do you do? He's like, my job is just to watch the world, to see what's going on in the world. And he's like, where do you live? I tell him my address at the time. He zooms into my address. He shows me people on the corner, the niggas that selling dope, they're selling crack at the time. He shows me my house, you know what I'm saying? The people in my house, not outside, in my house, my mama and them, via their heat signature, right? Inside the house. Okay. I'm not making this. This is real shit. This is in 2000. So the fact that there could be a balloon that's flying from Alaska all the way to Houston and they don't know, give me a fucking break. They got people like that. And this was in 2000. So you think in 2023, they don't have people like that? Come on now. Come on. So again, don't fall victim to fear. It's all the game to lower your vibration so you don't tap into these energies and get to your purpose and reach your highest height. Reach the highest height of who you could be, just like this obelisk, to reach for the sky, all right, to tap into your ancestors and get the wisdom and knowledge that you need, and then use your hands and feet and activate it, all right? When they unearth these mummies, guess what? They all are mummies. That means they have dust. When they unearth and open the coffin, the dust goes in the air. Guess what? We all breathing the same air. You're breathing it in, okay? There's a fucking comet in the sky, 50,000 years old. We're taking in that electromagnetic energy as well. They don't want you to shine. They don't want you to glow up. They don't want you to grow up. They don't want you to get over your negative habits. They want you to drink, drug, smoke, fuck, distract your way out so that you never get to be who you were supposed to be in this life. All right? Use your discernment. This is the pyramid in Memphis, which is where this whole Tyre Nichols ritual took place at. All right. Make sure y'all still here with me. All right. Janelle said you switching these symbols like a well. I appreciate that, Janelle. Shout out to you. Yeah, I ain't lying, Janelle. I'm just showing you what it is. All right. What's they said goodnight to the bad guy. All right. So let's continue going into. So let's continue, right? I just want to make sure y'all can see it. So look, we almost done. Yeah, we almost done. I said I was going to try to keep this under 2 hours, but it's going to be a little longer. But we almost done. Now look at the pyramid. Okay, look at the pyramids. We've been talking about pyramids this whole thing. We've been talking about Egypt recently, right? Now this ritual happened with Doja Cat in Paris. Okay, so the Eiffel Tower, you probably never seen it as a pyramid, but guess what? It's a pyramid. It's a pyramid. It's a representation of a pyramid. This is in Memphis, Tennessee. This is the Pharaoh Ramses, all right? This is in Memphis, Tennessee. I was in Memphis in 2020, all right? I was in Memphis for a brief spell in 2020. This is the pyramid. This is what the pyramid looks like, okay? Has a capstone and everything in Memphis, right off the water, okay? Just like they have pyramids like this off the water in ancient Egypt, okay? So this is in Memphis. Memphis is in Egypt as well. Not just Memphis, Tennessee. There's Memphis in Egypt, okay? The same. So they taking this Parisian pyramid type energy, which I've been keep showing you these signs and symbols, okay, of Paris, how it's connected to Egypt. Pyramids right here, okay? Parisian pyramid. All right. Now,
Let's go into more pyramids. You see Tyre Nichols with a goddamn pyramid on his ear? This is what they used when they were doing his funeral. This is a representation of a pyramid. Okay? This is a pyramid. This is a pyramid from the top down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Haven't we been talking about 4 corners? Huh? Shout out to my ancestors for giving me all this information so I can weave this together for y'all. This is a ritual. I'm sorry. I know it may hurt your feelings. You think this is real. It's not. It's not. And if he was really killed, the reason he was killed was for energy. It was for energy, and his parents are down with it. They're getting paid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Allegedly. Why she got a pyramid on her chest? Now she got a pyramid on her chest. I promise you, I didn't Photoshop anything. I promise you, all I did was use my search engine. And Spirit was like, yo, 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 yo. Spirit was like, yo, 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 yo. Spirit was like, yo, 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 yo. I was going to drop this Wednesday. Spirit was like, nah, wait. More's going to unfold. I was like, all right. Literally in my head, voice in my head. Nah, wait. Don't drop it Wednesday. Don't drop it on the 1st. More's going to unfold. I said, all right. And goddamn it, more did unfold. Why she got a pyramid on her chest, y'all? George Floyd bill. Why not a Tyre Nichols bill? Why is she the fuck there? Why?
Emotional damage.
That's right. Let me say it again.
Emotional damage.
One more time for the people in the back.
Emotional damage.
That's why she's there. That's why they're using the pyramid. So they could trap your energy and use it for their ascension, to use it for their movement, so the archons could feed. So these ancient ancestors that are dark side ancestors, dark deceased ancestors, who you all know, uncles and aunts who weren't good people that have passed away. You think in the spirit world, those that haven't reincarnated, that those that haven't vibrated high enough to even, because you know you're a certain frequency when you pass away, and that frequency will allow you to travel, to reincarnate, or you could be stuck here for a spell and be considered a ghost. Like, it could be part of what they would call a malevolent being. I don't want to say demons, right? But a benevolent being, a malevolent ancestor, right? An evil ancestor, right? Somebody who haunts people in their dreams and things like that. Ghosts that are in people's homes. Magic has its good and its bad side. It doesn't care. I always say it rains on the righteous and the wicked. It's all who's using it. When people talk of dark magic, right? But I'm dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? So people talk about dark magic and light magic. No, it's whatever your intention is with the magic. And some people use the magic for evil. Some people use the magic for good, right? It all depends on what you're doing with the energy. They are using the energy against you, but it is essentially your culture. All right. So you need to be, and the more that we continue getting altars and tapping in and doing the work, the more that the system, as you see, is starting to fall and crumble. All right. And the more it shall. So there's nothing to be worried about. The only thing you need to be worried about is following your purpose and doing the work. But why not a Tyre Nichols bill? Why is she talking about George Floyd? Unless, we'll see. We'll continue going, right? Let's continue. Doja Cat wearing her crystals, right? She's wearing all these crystals. This is a distraction ritual. In the 1990s, using high-resolution transmission electronic microscopy, scientists discovered magnetite crystals. Magnetite crystals in humans with a cluster of nerves in front of the pituitary gland. Behind the ethmoid sinus, a perforated bone in the skull performing parts of the nasal cavity and eye socket. All right. Magnetite crystals. This cluster of magnetite crystals, Doja Cat's wearing 30,000 crystals. Okay. Magnetite crystals help to explain the discovery of a complex magnetic field around the head. She don't got no hair. She don't got no hair. A cluster of magnetic field, a complex magnetic field around the head. All right. Detected by the squid machine mentioned earlier. This may explain our sensitivity to magnetic fields, whether they emanate from the earth, skies, or other people, or green comets that are 50,000, number 5 again, years old, that are now in our solar system. Magnetite crystals. That's why she's wearing all these crystals, to tap into that magnetic field. It's all part of the ritual. Okay? Blood, sacrifice, spilling, distraction, agents. It's all part of the ritual. Let's continue going. Research is revealing that the body is made up of, this is from the book The Subtle Body, an encyclopedia. Actually, it's right here. From this book, The Subtle Body, an encyclopedia of what is it? An encyclopedia of your energetic anatomy. All right. This is from this book. Great book, by the way. So this is called, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read some of it. So it says crystalline connective tissue. Research is revealing that the body is made up of unique molecular crystalline structures. These living structures can create, transmit, and receive biophotons. Biophotons are light. Crystals can receive light. These crystalline structures in the body can receive light to facilitate communication between tissues and molecules. So imagine what fear does. Imagine what all these shootings do, right? Trauma. The communication also relies upon a quantum field of biophotons. These two processes, the crystalline and the quantum, interact to spread information around the body. This crystal matrix is critical for health as it interconnects a person's internal self with the environment. Light travels through the body's crystal matrix into the DNA, which then produces bioholograms that create the body. So they're talking about the electromagnetic field being a biohologram that create the body. All right. The most conductive light matrix is the connective tissue, the largest organ in the body. The connective tissue is crystalline in formation. The collagenous molecules that encase the organs are liquid crystals, and the other firmer tissues are considered solid crystals. The collagen molecules are also interesting in that they are semiconductors, able to convey electricity and information. The connective tissue can therefore process information just like the semiconductor chips in your computer. In layman's terms, crystals can conduct light, they can conduct energy, they can conduct frequency, and conduct vibration through your connective tissues, through your muscles in your body. All right, let's continue. Crystalline, so your body is crystalline. Not only the magnetite crystals in your brain, the pineal gland, right, but also the crystalline parts of your body. So when you tense up, you're in fight or flight, right? That's your crystalline body is being activated. When you're meditating or at peace or in rest and digest, that's your crystalline body being activated. When you're having sex, that's your crystalline body being activated based on your connective tissue. Okay, let's continue. So this is this chick, Diane Kruger, that we talked about earlier, right? This is all weekend, all you saw her wear. Again, this is the nigga nose, the nigga eye, the nigga nose, the nigga eye, which we talked about earlier. She's wearing black and white all this fashion week. Black and white checkerboard, black and white floor, black and white background. Again, Masonic floors, black and white, controlling good and evil. We got this, right? Let's continue. Who this, Harpo? Why is she not on TV? I ain't see this picture on the news. When I saw this picture, I was like, oh shit. And what is he wearing? He's wearing black and white. This is the picture that they keep showing at his funeral, the picture that they keep showing in TV, and he's wearing this outfit. But it looks pink. You know why? Pink corresponds to the heart chakra. And pink also is a color that deals with healing, okay? But they're not using it to heal. They're using it to tap into your heart, right? And why they not showing this white woman that he was with? This white friend, okay? So based on what they say, they're saying this is a white friend. It could be his girlfriend, right? But they're putting this narrative out to you about these black cops. I'm just showing you what it is. I'm just showing you what I picked up off the search engines. Let's continue. Oh, why she ain't on TV? Vegeta said, crystal of Christ. Exactly. There you go. There you go. Janelle said the truth is staring us right in our face. Okay? There you go. There you go. I'm not making this up. I'm just showing you what it is. I'm just showing you what it is. Let's continue. Now, wait till you see this. Now, remember we talked about the bear earlier? I forget where, but we talked about the bear and the bear energy, right? And the energy of the bear. Now, this is Benjamin Krupp. You see he's wearing the black and white. This is the stepfather, right? He's not the blood father. He's a stepfather, right? And who comes to a press conference with their dead son and they're wearing a baseball cap, right? With a lawyer. You wouldn't wear a suit. You wouldn't dress up nicer, right? She's wearing just a regular, and she's wearing both the same color, mind you, both sacral chakra colors, which again deal with sexuality, deal with lust, which we just determined that is associated with the color red, right? But it's also associated with this color that deals with the sacral chakra, right? Which is this type of brown, which is also the color of Aslan, which is the lion, right? I'm showing you showing you the ritual. She's wearing the color. Hold up. She's wearing the color of the lion. This is the color right here, Madonna. The background color. I'm not making this up. The color of her hair. The high priestess, the color in the background. The color of the pillars. The color of the lion. I'm showing you what it is. Let's continue. So he's wearing a Grizzlies hat. I said, yo, why would he be wearing this hat? Like, it's in Memphis. Yeah, he's from Memphis. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. He's from Memphis. It's in Memphis. A lot of things been happening in Memphis lately, right? Gangsta Boo, Big Scar murder, right? I broke that down in another video. Benjamin Crump's wearing an eagle, right? He's always wearing an eagle, right? Which is another Scorpio signifier or correspondence. Scorpio, the lowest level of a Scorpio is the scorpion, the middle level of a Scorpio is the eagle, and the highest level of a Scorpio is the phoenix, right? So he's again in the middle, in between black and white, right? He's wearing black and white. Benjamin Crump. Do you know this guy's only 52 years old? He looks horrible for 52 years old. For a black man, he looks horrible for his age. I thought he was like 60s, in his 70s. He looks horrible. No disrespect, but all disrespect. Because he's nothing but an ambulance chaser and an agent in the Matrix at the end of the day. He doesn't get paid until they settle. Let's go back to the stepfather. And he's going to be doing a lot of nefarious things. He has a grizzly on top of his head. Remember, we're dealing with the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Witch on Grizzly. I'm not making this up. I'm just showing you what it is. The Grizzlies. She's riding the Grizzlies. The Witch, the White Witch, is riding on Grizzlies in the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Grizzly. Grizzly. Let's keep going. We're almost done, I promise you. We're going to go real quick. This is Gematria. Tyre Nichols in Gematria equals 805. Tyre Nichols, 805. All right? 8 plus 5, which we've seen already. We've seen this number already. 13. Okay? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We discussed that ad nauseum. All right? Even if you do this in English gematria, 8, 8, 8, 8 plus 8, 16, 24 is number 6, all right? We discussed 6 in ad nauseum. But let's stick with the Hebrew, the 805, right? The 13. It comes out to hive mind. Gematria is like numbers, Hebrew numerology, to keep it simple. Hebrew numerology. Hive mind, but it also comes out to Eddie Murphy. When they dropped the Tyre Nichols video that Friday, guess what else came out? Remember, Eddie Murphy is here. Remember hive mind, right? Remember group stress, group trauma. It's not about just race, because white people were out there protesting in Times Square with black people, with Spanish people, with Asian people, with people of all colors and all, races and creeds and classes, all right? He's from Sacramento. Sacramento Kings, all right, Tyre Nichols. So this is what they call the Hegelian dialect. Eddie Murphy again, right? Tyre Nichols, Eddie Murphy in Hebrew gematria. Problem, Hegelian dialect, right? Problem, reaction, the protest. So the king energy, again, tied into that Christ-like energy. Right? Him wearing black and white, the picture they keep showing, right? Black and white. Problem, reaction, solution. Problem, reaction, solution. What's the colors you see here? What's the colors? Is it not black, red, and white? Is Eddie Murphy just coincidence that Eddie Murphy name is tied into the Hebrew, the 805, the 13 in Hebrew gematria? Identify Satan is another actual correspondence. Problem, reaction, solution. So you're stressed out. You just came from a protest. Let me go watch you people and laugh and yuck it up. And if you saw you people, there's many people who like it. I'm just here to shed my truth. Your truth may be different, right? I'm here to shed my truth, though. When I saw Eddie Murphy with the Fred Hampton shirt when he first came on the scene as Muhammad Akbar, right? or Akbar Muhammad, whatever his name was in the movie. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched up until they went to Roscoe's, and I was disgusted, so I turned it off, right? And when I watched it up to there, I was like, yo. And in the beginning, Jonah Hill was talking about a Jewish priest that wanted to look at his penis. I'm like, so you're making pedophilia, homosexuality funny? That's comedy? Priest looking at younger men? That's funny? That's comedy? This is what people laughed at, though. This is what people laughed at. People that look like me, they laughed at it. Maybe you did too. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying. This is my perspective. Don't be mad at me. Then he bags Lauren London, damn near sleeps with her, takes her to the sneaker store, sleeps with her like looks like the same night. Right? Wow. When he first bags her, they play a Nipsey song, basically like he's see, I look at signs and symbols. I don't just look at things on the surface level. Basically representing, because the film is a sign and symbol, is put together, right? You can say, oh, it was by a black man. So what? There's black people who do fuck shit every day. There's black people who will shoot you and take a selfie right next to your body. All this black and white shit, we caught up in this fake ass tribalism. Fuck out of here with that shit, right? I'm showing you the colors. I'm showing you the significators. I'm showing you the gematria. Deny that. Deny why he got a grizzly hat and she's on a grizzly, and we were talking about the Lion Witch in the Wardrobe all lecture, right? Problem, reaction, solution. But then when he had the Fred Hampton saying Fred Hampton was murdered and trying to make a light out of it, me and Fred Hampton, we communicate in the spirit world, right? He's one of my avatars. And all of you have ancestors that will fuck with you, right? Who will lock in to you, who will be able to communicate with you once you tap into this energy, right? But Fred ain't having it. And I wasn't having it. I ain't like it. I ain't like them making light of Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton was for the people, for the proletariat. He was for uniting all people, right? And he wasn't a joke to be played with, especially the way that he got murdered, right? And they played with him in this movie. So that's my take on it, right? But I'm showing you how it was all part of the Hegelian dialect, right? These people are so crafty, man. You got to give it to them. You got to give it to them, man. You got to give them to them how they lay it out, man. Hey, Tyre Nichols is from Sacramento. He's not from Memphis, right? He's not from Memphis. Sacramento, as far as I know, the only sports team they have is the Sacramento Kings. Problem, reaction, solution. Go laugh, nigga. Go laugh at you people. Where they make the black man, as what Corey Holcomb say, where they make the black man look like he's angry and he's the problem, and it makes the white people look like, oh, we don't know what we're doing. Oh, we're clueless. Oh, we have... The wise man could always play the role of a fool. Remember that. A wise man could always play the role of a fool. A fool can't play the role of a wise man. And that's what Eddie Murphy and Neil Long were playing, the fools. Okay? And I didn't watch the whole thing. I do know when I was watching, he bought Lauren London a tiny ass ring and said he was going to lie to her and tell her it was for her grandmother. Yet he was wearing designer and Gucci for up to what I was watching the whole damn movie. So he could literally have afforded a bigger ring. Is he giving her a tiny ring because she's a black girl? I'm here to purge you of your heroes. I'm here to purge your subconscious mind. I'm not here to play with you. My name is Storm, Black Storm. It is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're hurt. I told you would be offended in the beginning. You might be hurt. It is what it is, but I'm providing proof. Do with it what thou will. You could have cognitive dissonance if you want. You're almost done. We talked about the red, the white, the black. This is the stepfather. He seems to always be wearing the red, the white, and the black. Now, they're going to say, oh, Tyre Nichols was a 49ers fan, okay? That's what I've heard. Oh, he was a 49ers fan. But he's from fucking Sacramento. He's from Sacramento, right? But he could be from Sacramento and the 49ers fan. That's fine. Let me show you why that's a bullshit excuse and why this is all part of the ritual. All right. This is, again, the stepfather wearing red, white, right? Red, white, red, white. Same color as Doja. Same color as Doja. Okay. Slick is kicking in a little bit. Slick is kicking in a little bit. All right. So red, white, right? Even the picture. I am a man, right? This is from Emmett Till, right? I am a man. That's from Emmett Till when they were talking about Emmett Till and all that. I am a man. You gotta put if you gotta put a sign to let people know you're a man, you're not a man. You're not a man. I'm sorry. If you have to put up a sign to let people know you're a man, you're not a man. You're a mouse. You're weak. You're pussy. You're a cat, not a lion. What are you looking for? Sympathy? Or are you going to do something about it? Huh? You're going to do something about it. These people got families just like you. That's what I'm going to say on this public platform. These people got families just like you. If this is real, which it's not, in my opinion, allegedly. This is Alton Matt. I think this is Alton Maddox. I might be wrong. Or I think he's a pastor, but you see he got the black and white on as well. Right? Everybody got on red and white because it fits the theme. The Doja theme. It fits the theme. Even she got on a little red purse right here. Okay? Fits the theme. Let's continue. So we've seen this. Black, white, black, white, black, white, black, black, white. You got a little bit of black or blue and red. This is Tyre Nichols, okay? This is the colors that they said. This is one of the most prevalent pictures I've seen online. On him with a Clippers hat on, not a 49ers, a Clippers hat. This picture is a Clippers hat. You can't see it. It's a Clippers hat and a Clippers jersey, not a 49ers. These are the cops, right? The 5 cops they kept putting in your face, even though we showed earlier. Let's go back real quick and we'll come back. Which they showed earlier was 7 officers involved, but they keep throwing this 5. Why? Because they want to take your lying ass, your lying energy, and use it for themselves and keep you weak and feed off of it. Okay. Madonna, again, in her witchiness, just bringing it back. And the red, Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe, Doja, the red, the witch, okay? And Madonna with all the babies surrounding her, showing that they feed off babies, allegedly. All right, and guess who was, this is the funeral. Who's at the funeral? Al Sharpton, okay? President, okay, the great ambulance chaser, allegedly. Not allegedly. He's an ambulance chaser. Founder and president of the civil rights organization National Action Network, is expected to deliver the eulogy at the request of the Nichols family, of course, because the Nichols family, in my opinion, have something to do with it. Also expected at the funeral are Breonna Taylor's mother, multimillionaire. Hold up. Tamika Palmer, another multimillionaire. George Floyd's brother, Philonise Floyd, another multimillionaire. Well, people who made multi-millions off of this. This is how one of the significators that even got me to look into this. George Floyd called for his mama. I felt someone's pain because I'm someone's mama. This is George Floyd back in 2020. Now, George Floyd, why I think George Floyd was a ritual, and I'm giving you facts. George Floyd, you could look this up, worked at the same restaurant as, I believe his name is Daryl Chauvin, right? Or Dennis Chauvin, the officer who put the knee on George Floyd's neck, right? Sacrificed, right? George Floyd sacrificed himself. Same thing Tyre Nichols may have done, sacrificed himself for his family to get paid. And they're going to get big money, right? You'll see it next months to come. They're going to get big money, allegedly, right? Says George Floyd and Dennis Chauvin worked in the same nightclub. They were both security at the same nightclub. I've worked with people before. I may not know their names, but I know their faces. And if I'm a cop and I see somebody that I worked with, I'm not going to handle them in the same way that Derek Chauvin did. Okay? Because I'm going to have a little bit more empathy because I worked with them. So you can't tell me that if they worked in the same club, which is fact. You could look this up for yourself. Don't take my word for it. George Floyd and Derek Chauvin, Dennis Chauvin, whatever his name is, worked in the same club, that they didn't know each other. It's also been exposed that when George Floyd called out for his mama, he called his woman mama. He called his girlfriend mama, George Floyd. Now, he could have been talking about his girlfriend. He could have been talking about his real mama. Who knows? But now, Tyre Nichols' last 3 words were mom, mom, mom. Coincidence or confirmation? They both just happen to be talking about mom, 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 and mamas and all that? Nah. No. No. When you have synchronicities like this, deja vu, you got to look into it. There's a reason why it's happening. And that's because they're both rituals. Again, look at the red and the black, right? Look at the red and the black. Red, the black, and the white. Even the poster. Red, the white, the black, right? Can't be a 49ers fan if he's wearing a fucking Clippers uniform. Where's him wearing the 49ers gear? Somebody's lying. That's not me. Let's continue going. Look at, this is on the 31st, right? 3, 4, 5. The trauma ritual, right? They got Reverend Al, of course. They got the red, white, right? Black and or white, gray, right? Red, white, the I am a man, in 3 sections. They got, looks like a Shriner's hat, okay? Look at the tassel on the side. Look at the pyramid at the bottom. This is the bottom row. I don't know if y'all can see my mouse. This is the Shriner with the tassel, okay? Look at the podium, the color of the podium, the color of the lion, the ass color of Aslan, all right? Look at the posters. Look at the colors, the dominant colors. Even Reverend Al is wearing a black and white suit. This is the 31st before the funeral. He's wearing black and white. He's wearing black and white. Come on now. Sharpton paid tribute to Nichols during a Tuesday night conference, a kind of preamble to the funeral, at the historic Mason Temple Church in Memphis, where King delivered his famous "I've been to the mountaintop" speech on the eve of his murder. Martin Luther King. Sacramento King. Tyre Nichols is from Sacramento. Did I skip something? Funeral for Tyre Nichols expected to draw thousands, including Vice President Kamala Harris. These are the 3 paramedics that they fired. Because again, they got to keep giving you stories to keep you in the trauma. These are the paramedics that supposedly went to get him and were delayed. So they got fired. What are the colors that you see? Red, black, white. Now you got a little bit of blue, right? But that just corresponds to this right here. Tyre Nichols in this clip outfit. It's all resonance, right? Bypass your conscious mind. I'm not making this up, right? This is just what it is. This is just what it is. I've been to the mountaintop, all right? Again, look at the colors, the lion color. Look at the cross, the lion color. Look at Madonna, the lion color. The hair, the lion color. Look at the hair of her associates, the lion color. Look at the 3 pillars of where his casket is, allegedly, right? Look at the 3 pillars. Look at him wearing black, red, and white. Black, red, and white. Black, red, and white. Psyops. Psyop. I know, 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 I know it hurts. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. But it's the truth, y'all. I'm showing you evidence. It's undeniable. You can use cognitive dissonance all you want. I'm showing you the truth. Yeah, that pale officer is there, right? I showed that earlier how you weren't here, but I showed that earlier. The white officer that was participating, that they conveniently hid from the media to put niggas under trauma. That homie said that young man had a spark, and one reason they took him out. That could be, right? It could be that he had a spark and he was special, right? And they chose to use him for the ritual. But the parents are involved. I've shown proof. You've been with me the whole video, that spiritual homie. You know I've shown proof this whole video. These coincidences can't just be coincidences. They can't just be linking together like this randomly. Okay? There's no such thing as coincidence, only confirmation. Synchronicity is a sign of God. All right? But that could be true. Reason why they took him out. But it's part of a ritual, it's part of a sacrifice to lower your vibrations during this time period. Let's continue. We almost done. I promise. So the unseen hand, right? This is going to hurt you, right? This is going to hurt some of you. These are the colors that are most dominant that Barack and Michelle have been wearing. These are your Democrats, right? This is your Joe Biden who tells you ain't black unless you vote for me. These are the people that have been playing melanated people for years. These are the unseen hands, y'all. They give you a guy with a Jewish mother and a black father, and you call him a black president. And guess what? There's a synchronicity to this too. Doja Cat has a Jewish mother and a black father. I'm going to say it 2 more times. Words of Dr. Umar. Doja Cat has a Jewish mother and a black father. Say it again. I ain't even getting to that. Doja Cat has a Jewish mother and a black father. Oh, I skipped a lot. These are the unseen hands that run the world, people. These are the unseen hands that run the world. This was Barack when he first got elected the first time, what the family was wearing. These are what they keep wearing all around the place. You can pull these up. I'm not making it up. These are the dominant colors. Yeah, they wear other things, but mostly these are the colors that they wear when they're together and at high-profile events. So we say the lion energy, right? Who wore it first? Who wore it first? King Jaffe Joe. Okay. Mustafa. James Earl Jones is 92 years old. 11. 11 is a doorway. All right. We saw that earlier. What are they wearing? Black and red. He got a lion. Lion. James Earl Jones, again, 92. Mustafa, that lion energy. January 17th. All this happened. Tyreek Nichols was on January 7th, right? The fashion show was on January 23rd. All between this window, between the full moon, the new moon, and now going into the full moon. Tapping into this lion energy. There's energy that's coming down tomorrow that they do not want you to tap in to. And tomorrow's the day you need to be in some sort of meditative practice because you're going to get some downloads, you're going to get some vision, you're going to get some insight because they're working too hard, too fucking hard to make sure that you're distracted and your vibration is weak. I'm just showing you what it is. Who wore it first? Fashion is a form of magic, glamour, magic, enchantment, occult learning, magical beauty, Hollywood, high fashion, Hollywood, high fashion, Hollywood, high fashion. Glamour is a form of magic, glamour magic. This is the etymology of the word. Let's continue. Scarlet red, scarlet witch, scarlet red, scarlet red, scarlet witch, scarlet witch, scarlet red. The witch, Madonna. And also Doja Cat dressed like a man in brown. Going back to that Aslan energy, okay? Aslan, again, related to the Asian shooters in Monterey Bay and the Half Moon Bay, where the Half Moon was again during the time when they dropped the Tyre Nichols video. The casket, 3 pillars. You see the pillars right here. The casket. Tyre Nichols as the king, as Christ, as Aslan. Also tapped into Narasima. All right. Doctrine Avatar as an avatar, right? Concept in several forms of Hinduism. Hinduism states that the absolute can take on innumerable forms and therefore the number of avatars, all right? This is a deity, the lion deity, all right? You can tap into this yourself, all right? Part lion, part man, being to slay, to end religious persecution and calamity on earth. Depicted with 3 eyes. I said this is a perception ritual tied into the Lady of Red in the movie The Matrix. He is known as Kala, time, or Maha Kala, great time, or Para Kala, beyond time. Narasimha is primarily known as the Great Protector who specifically defends and protects his devotees from evil. This is where we are. This is where we are, folks. We only got a few more sides left. So they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundation of the earth are out of course. I have said, ye are gods. This is what you are. And all of you are children of the Most High, which you should die like men and fall like one of the princes. So as a god, when you stop looking at people as humans and start seeing them as only energy, which is what I've shown this whole presentation, your whole perspective changes. So stop being emotionally involved in these news situations, looking at them from a bird eye view. Stay on your marathon, stay on your purpose, stay on developing your spiritual abilities, stay on your meditation, stay on your rituals, stay on connecting with your ancestors, okay? Respect to the ancestor, Saint Nip. The discipline, training, dedication. All right. Nip got a song called Dedication. You might want to play tomorrow or tonight after this video. All right. I'm not going to do that because I don't want this video to get demonetized. But, you know, Nip got a song called Dedication. Stop. A little tipsy. Shout out to me. I'm going to sleep like white baby in Beverly Hills tonight. How to use the energy of the Leo full moon. Concentrate on creativity. All right. The full moon can be an emotional time, but it also makes it the perfect time to express yourself and your feelings. Because Leo is such a creative sign, your muse is lightly fluttering about, inspiring your spirit right now. So this is the energy we're under. Okay, what are you going to create? What are you bringing into the world? What new thing? It's not what you don't have. It's how can you use what you have to create, to build, to grow, to shine. All right. Go check my video out that I dropped earlier. I talk all about that, about manifestation, how the current view of manifestation is a scam. All right. Be true to yourself. In our society, it can be easy to try to go with the flow, be a sheep, i.e., be a sheep, or avoid making waves that it is to stand up for yourself and what you believe in. But Leo is a sign that is genuine through and through. So your true self, your heart self, right? Come from the heart, the lion. It encourages you to follow suit. There's also Aquarian energy, all right? Kind of tapping into your own individual magic. This full moon in Leo urges you to be wholly, unabashedly yourself, to celebrate who you are and share exactly that person with the world. And while we suggest kindness in all interactions, this is not the time to bow down and avoid confrontation. This is the time to stand proud and tall for who you are and never let anyone see you sweat, so to speak, right? So never let anyone influence you, right? Be who you are. Tap into who you truly are. Don't hide yourself from anyone. Don't hide your true self from anyone. And when you go to work, I'm not saying hide yourself, but remember, work is for work. Work is not for your pro blackness and your pro righteousness and your pro magical ass. Work is for work. I'm not saying hide yourself, but at the same time, there's a place and time for everything, right? But what type of discipline are you putting in? What type of training are you doing? Right? Are you dedicated to the awakening of the God within you? Right? Are you dedicated to awakening your purpose? Right? And not just your purpose of making $1 billion, but the purpose of you tapping into your divine, whatever your divine, unique spiritual powers are. Right? Are you using and sacrificing the same way they sacrifice people? Are you sacrificing things in your life to get to that point? Okay. There's this green comet that's passing, right? Hasn't been close to Earth for 50,000 years. The number five, again, ties into February 5th, which is the date of tomorrow or today here in the East Coast for this full moon energy, this lion energy, this Leo energy, right? To tap into. And there's a reason that they don't want you to tap in, that they want you to be stressed out, okay? Don't fall victim. And that's all, folks. If you want to get my book, this is a book for beginners. It's called Occult Magic Mastery. You could get a copy from me. All right. I got my author copy, so you could get it from me. It'll be signed by me. And if you put your date of birth, I will drop some wisdom in the back for you. In this book, I talk about it's me and Suche Dula. It's my first book. And we talk in there, it talks about what is the occult, science and magic, energy, frequency, and vibration, neural oscillations, brain waves, miracles and manifestations, how to tap into Akashic records, how to channel, summons, invocation, evocation, prayers and affirmations, Ouija, tarot, bones, pendulums, crystals, scrying, sorcery, the difference between a sorcerer, a wizard, a witch, a magician, twin flames, soulmate, soul ties, blood magic, voodoo, hoodoo, demons, demonology, the Goetia, right? Spells, petition, Egyptian magic, oils, tinctures, all in this book. This is a book for the beginners, right? You could email me right there, Rob Blackstone. This is $30. This is a signed copy. It'll be a signed copy from me. Email me with your address, your date of birth. Hit me on the Cash App. You don't have the Cash App, just email me. Tell me you want to send the money on PayPal. I'll send you the PayPal, right? Or we could go through Zelle or another method, right? That you can get the copy and get a clear understanding of how to tap into your own personal magic. This is my book in particular for beginners. There's things I don't talk about online because there's some things that should be hidden in the book, right? So it's by me and a witch, right? So male and female. So that we got the yin and yang balance in this book. It's also on Amazon, but if you want an author copy from me, you would get it straight from me, Occult Magic Mastery, right? One of my first books. I'm working on my other book that'll be dropping next week, okay? But it's all here. It's all here for you to get an understanding. You don't have to worry about what they're doing. You could do the same shit. You could create your own rituals. You could hack into this energy the same way that they're trying to hack into yours. All right? And Hollow, you can still get it. You can still get a hack. You can still get an author copy, man. You can get another one. I'll sign it for you. You know what I'm saying? You can still get an author copy. I'll sign it for you. I'll still put the information in there for you. I'll still tap it to you. I'll give you. And one of the things you want to know is, you know, your numerology, right? Your life path number. You want to know the daemon or the demon that's attached to you, right? I'll put that in there for you. All you gotta do is give me your date of birth, right? The day that you were born, right? All that, I'll do a little bit and put that in there. $30, no shipping and handling, right? I'll pay for the shipping and handling. You could get this copy and tap into this wisdom, tap into this gnosis, and tap into this knowledge. All right. And with that being said, let me see. Y'all got any questions? We have the 3-hour mark. No, I don't think I'm gonna take any questions. I think I'm gonna close it out. But leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think. Am I bugging? Am I wrong? Am I foul? Does it make sense? Does it all line up? Right? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. Rob Blackstorm, peace, power, and prosperity to you. One love.